English communicative competency is increasingly essential in today's globalized world. The limits of my language mean the limits of my world. Good morning, everyone. It's our pleasure to welcome you to the international workshop organized by the Department of English and History. Today, we embark on an exciting journey focused on communication, enhancing English communicative competency and developing essential 21st century skills.
In an increasingly globalized world, effective communication in English has become a vital skill across all sectors. Our workshop aims to equip participants with advanced strategies and tools to improve their English proficiency and articulate ideas clearly and confidently. At the same time, we recognize the importance of essential 21st century skills such as critical thinking, digital literacy, and collaborative problem solving in navigating contemporary challenges and opportunities.
Throughout this workshop, you will have the opportunity to engage with a resource person who is distinguished academician Dr. Justin James from the University of Technology and Applied Sciences in Miswa, Sultanate of Oman, on the topic Enhancing English Communicative Competency and Essential 21st Century Skills. Thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to a productive and enriching experience together.
Let's start our event with the blessing of Almighty. For that, let me invite Priscilla of First DC for the prayer song.
God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way for me. He will make a way.
Esteemed Head of the Department of English and History, Dr. George Alexa, whose guidance and support have been instrumental in organizing this workshop. We kindly request your presence to deliver the welcome speech.
Most respected manager of the college, Reverend Father Joey Pinika Parambil, esteemed principal, Reverend Dr. Jolie Andrews, today's most reputed and well scholarly resource person, Dr. Justin Paul, Dr. Vivekanandan, the coordinator of the Department of Self-Financing Courses at Christ College, Reverend Father Wilson Tharayil, the director of the self-financing courses, Professor Bose, my dear colleagues and dear students. Today it is a day of great joy and pleasure to the Department of English and History. We have been meditating for a long time to have an international seminar. So the very presence of Dr. Justin James have been bless the Department of English and History at Christ College, and we are lucky to have an eminent scholar from the University of Technology and Applied Sciences, NISWA. This seminar is to open a new platform to discuss and to understand the emerging technologies and communicative skills in the new age. We are living in the 21st century, and today it is the world of knowledge. So the one who possesses the knowledge and one who can impart the knowledge has the better advantage than anybody else. So in a world of knowledge, we can acquire and we can make use of the knowledge. So therefore, this is a platform, this is an opportunity for the students to enrich themselves and understand how we can communicate and get along with the new world and new technologies, new developments. So, therefore, I welcome you all to this seminar and enrich yourself. Let me come to my duty. The inauguration of this seminar, this workshop, is done by our manager, Reverend Father Joy Pinika Parambil, a constant supporter, a constant motivator of all the programs in this college. In the name of all who gathered here, I extend a heartfelt welcome to Reverend Father Joy Pinika Parambil. Next, our principal. There is no words to extend our welcome. Whenever and wherever we comes, our principal, Dr. Jolie Andrews, he is inspiring and asking and to make the department more vibrant and more active. So therefore, in all our efforts, he is the principal, Reverend Father, and Jolie Andrews is a constant supporter and encouraging us, and even the students were also encouraged. So therefore, in the name of all who gathered here, I extend my heartfelt welcome to Reverend Father Jolie Andrews, the principal of St. Thomas Christ College. Our distinguished guest, Dr. Justin James, University of Technology and Applied Sciences, Nizwa, Sultanate of Oman. He is a great scholar, and he has been working in the University of Science and Technology and Applied Sciences at Nizwa for the last 20 years. And he is originally from Tamil Nadu, and it is with his hard work and his effort that he has been reached to this position. And remember, he has been awarded with several awards. The best contributor to ELTAI, and again he had been secured the international award, and he was the best research paper award in 2020. So he was an eminent scholar, and he had published several articles, and apart from that, he had been presenting several papers or in the national as well as in the international seminars across the world. So today we are amidst us a man of eminence, a man of knowledge, and the one who is the apt person who can communicate and enrich us with the most latest developments in the communication skills and knowledge. So in the name of all gathered here, I extend a warm welcome to you, sir. Reverend Father Wilson Tharayil. He is always vigilant, and he is always supporting the department as well as the students of the college. And we find that his generosity has made many students to be present and to be active. So he is amidst us, and in the name of all who are here, all who are gathered here, I extend a warm welcome to Reverend Dr. Wilson Tharayil, the Director of the Self-Financing Courses. Dr. T. Vivekanandan, a man walks with wheels. Now we can see here, the next moment he will be in some other places, and after some time he will be elsewhere. So therefore, he is constantly inspiring and asking me about the department, about the teachers, about the students, and how the things are going on. So the support and the help that we get from Dr. Vivekanandan is always a moral support to the department. In the name of all who have gathered here, I extend a warm welcome to you, sir. Professor P.R. Bose, we are close in our departments. We are moving together, and naturally we will be discussing and we will be asking each other, and we mutually support each other. So therefore, there is no need to say a word of welcome, but for us formality is considered, I extend a warm welcome to you, sir. The coordinator of this seminar is Ms. Ashna, And of course, I have just put the idea, and what all things that has been materialized is by Ms. Ashna as well as the colleagues in my department. So therefore, the teachers in my department, they have been struggling for the last 1 week to make this event a realization, to a reality. So therefore, in the name of all gathered here, I extend a warm welcome to you all. And the seminar is made successful or will be made successful by the students, particularly from the Department of Economics and the Department of English and History. And definitely, I assure you that this will be a new occasion, it will be a new opportunity, a life remembrance in your life or in your career. And I request you all to make use of this occasion and to exploit our resource person and enrich yourself. So I welcome you all, and once again extending a warm welcome to you all. I remain. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your words. It's with great honor and anticipation that we welcome our esteemed principal, Reverend Dr. Jolie Andrews CMI, who has been an inspiration throughout the planning of the workshop. We are delighted to invite you to deliver the presidential address.
Father Joy PT, the manager of our college, the resource person of the day, Dr. Justin James from the University of Technology and Applied Sciences, NISWA, Sultanate of Oman, Father Dr. Wilson Tharayil, the Director of Self-Financing Program, Dr. T. Vivekanandan, the Coordinator of Self-Financing Program, Dr. George Alex, the Coordinator of English and History, Professor Pia Bose, the Coordinator of Economics Unaided, Ms. Ashna K. Ashok, the convener of today's program, all other faculty members, and my dear students. I'm very happy to note that the Department of English and History, double major, is today organizing an international workshop for their students and on the topic, the enhancing English communicative competency and essentials in the 21st century skills. On the very outset, place my special appreciation towards the Department of English and History, ably led by Dr. George Alex and all the faculty members, and also in a very special way, the convener of today's program, Ashna K. Ashok, and to you all student leaders who have volunteered and who are leading these sessions. Congratulations to you for coming forward and organizing such a program. Next, I want to place a word of appreciation towards Dr. Justin James, who took his valuable time to be here to interact with our students. He is, as has been said, from the University of Technology and Applied Science, NISWA, Sultanate of Oman, a very well-known resource person who had spoken at length in different international conferences and workshops in different parts of the world, and has been said, rightly pointed out by Dr. George Alexar, has got some of the prestigious awards that has been given in the flyer which has been given to you. So we are very esteemed to have you here, sir. Thank you so much to be here in our midst. And this international workshop comes as a part of the Scholar Meet program that has been designed by the Department of English and History double major. The Scholar Meet is an opportunity for you to interact with the renowned international scholars of the world. We had got on the last time an eminent person who came from, if I'm right, from the University of Delhi, from the Reuters, who was a former president, who was a former worker, who was there in the Reuters, who interacted with you on the last time. Now we have got from Sultanate of Oman, from University of Technology and Applied Science, NISWA. So this is an opportunity for you to see to interact with the great minds from the different part of the world. So dear students, make use of these opportunities. Then and then only you will be able to grow and reach your potentialities. That has been what has been we are thinking about the Department of English and History double major. Now, a word also about the today's topic. Yesterday, we signed again the Memorandum of Understanding with PSN. You know, when you are there for a placement session, what they would be checking out would be definitely apart from your grades in your examination and apart from how you would be performing in the interview and in the group discussion, of course, they would be also checking about how you would be able to communicate yourself. So, English speaking skills, it is very important, especially in this 21st century. So here you will be given a chance to see the different, to explore the different arena of skills which a person who is entering into a industrial market in a way, because I know there are economic students also here who need to have certain basic skills. So it's up to you to interact with the resource person and to get yourself motivated. So make use of this opportunity, dear students, and let this day be a defining day perhaps in your career or in your studies in the Christ College Autonomous in Alakoda. Best wishes to you. Have a wonderful time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable presence and words. It's my distinct privilege to welcome our manager, Reverend Father Joy PT CMI, for the inaugural address. We are truly grateful for your guidance and commitment to educational excellence. Without further ado, I would like to invite our manager to share his insights on the significance of the topic and to officially inaugurate the international workshop.
Respected Principal Reverend Dr. Jolie Andrews, our resource person, Dr. Justin James, Self-Financing Director, Dr. Wilson Tharayil, Coordinator, Dr. Vivekanandan, Double Major, Coordinator, Dr. George Alex, Economics Coordinator, Professor Pia Bose, teachers, and my dear friends, good morning to all. No response. Yes, that is good. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to this international workshop on enhancing English communicative competency and essential 21st century skills. We are delighted to have Dr. Justin James from the University of Technology and Applied Sciences in the Sultanate of Oman as our resource person. The ability to communicate effectively in English is essential in today's global world. It is the language of business, science, and technology. However, effective communication is not just about grammar and vocabulary. It is also about being able to understand and respond to different cultures and perspectives. This workshop will focus on enhancing your English communicative competency and equipping you with the essential 21st century skills you need to succeed in today's world. These skills include critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, and collaboration. I am confident that you will all benefit greatly from this workshop. I encourage you to participate actively in the sessions and to network with your fellow participants. I would like to thank Dr. Justin James for taking the time to share his expertise with us. I would also like to thank the organizing committee, especially Dr. George Alexa and faculty and the department for organizing this beautiful seminar workshop. Together, your hard work put together. And thank you, with your permission, I inaugurate International Workshop on Enhancing English Communicative Competency and Essential 21st Century Skills. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Father, for your words. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Father Wilson Tharayil CMI, Director of Self-Financing Programs, who is one of the exceptional efforts behind the success of the event. I invite you, Father, for the words of felicitation.
Respected guest of the day, Justin James, dear father, manager, principal, and my dear teachers and my dear students. Good morning to everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It's okay. First of all, I appreciate the Department of English and History, the students, and the co-workers of this department. Dear students, nowadays I am visiting a lot of universities for you for the internship and placement. Today morning I called one student from other college. He joined here the second year, just for a talk. Another reason is there. But I asked him, what is peculiar to this institution? You came here for the second year. First year you was another college. What is the positive things? At that moment, he already told me like this way, Father, in this college, you are conducting a lot of seminars and at the same time placement programs, a lot of things like this way. That's a positive thing for this college. Yes, that is correct also. I appreciate him, and we are not comparing this college and that college. But students, one thing I shall say, nowadays the colleges are different. It is going another way. Our campus is very bounded with 62 acres. No. So wide world. I reached 3 days before at Gujarat airport. While starting my journey, the auto rickshaw driver is speaking to me in Gujarati. I don't know what Gujarati language, I don't know exactly. I am trying to speak in English, but it's a failure. But at the same time, I remembered my 10th standard Hindi. Then I reached my place. You know, we are not the person who are living here, especially your generation. You must go outside Kerala, sure, 100%. So you must know a good language is needed. At the same time, if you watch Christ College, there is a big change, or I don't know, the way is now going another way. Most of the students are trying to go outside Kerala and India. I appreciating that the economics department, those students came to me and asked him, Father, can you give a training for this English language, banking? They came. I already told them, sign the paper. You please come with that one. With the head of the department, the signature is needed. Now the students are changing. They want to go. They want the placement. They want the internship in nice companies, and everything is going on like that way. So Christ College is changing now. I think so. Christ College itself changing now. I think within short period, we are going to become the university. Just think, Christ University. You may at least one clap for me. That is our ambition. And our students, we are coming from Christ University, from Vivekanandan. Is it good? Yes or no? Yes. We are coming from Christ University. Wherever I go, I am saying that I am from Christ College. Oh, you are from Bangalore? No, Bangalore. I am from Vivekanandan. And that concern is our own sister concern. I think within short time we must say like this. So we are coming from Christ College, Irinjanaguda. That is the University of Christ College. So okay, thank you and best wishes. It is for you, not for us. Okay, thank you, best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you further for your words. Now I welcome the coordinator of self-financing programs, Dr. T. Vivekanandan, sir, whose immense support made us to organize this event. I invite you, sir, for the warm words of felicitation.
Warm good morning to everybody. Reverend Father Manager, Reverend Dr. Principal, today's resource person, Dr. Justin James, Reverend Dr. Wilson Tharayil, Dr. George Alex, Professor Pia Bose, Ashna, the coordinator of this program, and other faculty members and dear participants. It's a great day today to have an immense person with us to talk about the communicative skills in the contemporary scenario. As rightly mentioned by the principal and also Dr. George Alex, communication goes a long way. This English, especially the language of science, language of business, language of literature and arts, and whatnot. Once I heard someone else speaking in a conference that you may have abundance of knowledge, immense knowledge, but it all goes in vain unless otherwise you are unable to communicate and share with others. അതുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് ഒരുപാട് നോളജ് ഉണ്ടാവാം, നമുക്ക് ഒരുപാട് ക്യാപ്പബിലിറ്റീസ് ഉണ്ടാവാം. ഈ നോളജും ഈ കപ്പാസിറ്റി ക്യാപ്പബിലിറ്റിയും ബാക്കിയുള്ളവരായിട്ട് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് പറ്റുന്നില്ലെങ്കിൽ അത് മീനിങ്ലെസ് ആയി തീരുന്നതാണ് ഞാൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കുന്നത്. So this is a great opportunity for you to interact with one of the eminent personalities in English language, and this opportunity I hope you will utilize in an excellent manner, and this workshop should be a two-way traffic. The speaker will be addressing you and he'll be giving important communication skills, and from there you should share your own views and ideas, your doubts you have to raise, and in that way it should be a fruitful session, I hope. And thank you, Justin, sir, for your great presence over here, and your session will be enriching for our students without I doubt, I tell, and I wish you all the very best. Have a great session ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your comments. I welcome Professor Bose Spear, Head of the Department of Economic Self-Financing. He's an unwavering support to our department. I invite you, sir, for the felicitation.
Respected great people on the dais, all are familiar faces to us, with a special reference to Dr. Justin James, dear colleagues, students from double main and economics department. Once Nobel Prize laureate in economics Amartya Sen opined that or remarked that education is nothing but enhancement of human capabilities. That also became a definition of economic development later. I shall repeat, it is enhancement of human capabilities. And here, Department of Double Main is trying to enhance the student capacity by enriching them in imparting communicative skills in English language. Here we have a great resource person, Dr. Justin James. A word of acclamation I would like to extend to Dr. Justin James, because he has taken the pains to come over here for giving us this talk. And also I would like to congratulate Department of Double Main, its coordinator, faculty members, and students for arranging this amazing program. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your comments. As we approach the concluding part of the official inauguration of the event, I welcome Ms. Ashna Ashok, Assistant Professor of Department of English and History, for the words of gratitude.
Honorable dignitaries on the dais, dear colleagues, dearest students, good morning. Scholars Meet, as you see today, was born out of our intense desire to bring the best of academia and industry to our students. And this is the second event that we're organizing under the aegis of Scholars Meet. And we're immensely happy that our students get to benefit from the best resource persons from all around the world. On that note, my duty here is to convey our gratitude. First of all, I always believe that academic excellence cannot be brought about only by passionate educators and keen students. It also needs the right kind of institutional support. And Christ has always ensured that we have that healthy institutional space for growth and for nurturing this academic excellence. On that note, thank you, Father Manager, for extending that right institutional space for growth and for blessing us with your presence on this occasion. I also extend a heartfelt gratitude to Reverend Dr. Jolly Andrews CMI, our dear principal. There is something about his leadership style, about being so inclusive and enthusiastic about every single event that happens here. And I feel that that enthusiasm trickles down to us teachers and eventually to students. So, Father, thank you for your able leadership and the enthusiasm you show in every one of our endeavors. Our resource person for the day is Dr. Justin James from University of Technology and Applied Sciences from the Sultanate of Oman. He's an eminent academician with almost 3 decades of teaching experience, and his pursuit of academic excellence is evident in his numerous published works, the conferences and seminars that where he has been the speaker. And I'm so happy that you students get the right opportunity to bask in the knowledge of this person, and I hope that you can exploit this opportunity given to you. Thank you so much, sir, for agreeing to take our time to spend time with our students. Thank you. I extend my sincere gratitude to Father Vincent Tharayil CMI for his constant support and encouragement for all the endeavors of our department. Thank you, Father. I also extend our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. T. Vivekanandan, sir. Our days are not complete without his consistent visits to the department and the silent strolls that he takes in the veranda. And to be very honest, we feel very much included and seen whenever he comes and visits us, even though we are across the road in another block. So thank you, sir, for that constant support that you provide us. Next, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our dear coordinator and head of the department, George, sir. Scholars Meet was his brainchild, born out of his intense desire to bring out the best in students and to bring the best opportunities for all of you students. So thank you, sir, for your vision and for your able leadership and for making this program happen. I also extend my heartfelt gratitude to Professor Bose PR, whose constant words of encouragement and support has been a source of strength for us in the Department of English and History. Thank you so much, sir, for gracing this occasion. And now, even though it is for the sake of formality, I would like to extend a word of gratitude to all my colleagues for coming together, for being able to work together as a wonderful team to make this event happen. Thank you so much for your team spirit and for your extended help. Thank you so much. And finally,
My dear students, students from the double main department and students from the economics department, I hope you are able to benefit from the workshop that is being conducted today. I hope you sit through this with open mind and keen ears so that you can exploit these opportunities that are presented to you. On that note, I once again thank everyone present here for their gracious support of this event. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now it's time for the most awaited section of the event. We are truly honored by the presence of our distinguished academician, Dr. Justin James, as a resource person for the international workshop.
Dr. Justin James is a lecturer in English and the e-learning coordinator at the University of Technology and Applied Science Niswa Sultanate of Oman, with an extensive academic background, including a PhD in literature and applied linguistics and over 3 decades of teaching experience. Dr. Justin James has consistently demonstrated a commitment to academic excellence.
His excellence is reflected in his numerous awards and active involvement in professional development programs. He was awarded Active Researcher of the Academic Year 2023 and 2024 by the Preparatory Studies Center, University of Technology and Applied Sciences Niswa, Sultanate of Oman in June 2024. He was the recipient of the Best Contributor at ELTAI International Award for providing training to English language teachers in India through the ELTAI chapter for Indian English teachers teaching abroad by Dubai Conclave Award 2023. These accolades are just a few highlights from his extensive list of achievements.
Dr. Justin James has over 15 years of experience in academic administration and has held various coordinating roles in multimedia, technical writing, public speaking, and TOEFL preparation. He is also the founder and the president of ELTAI CIETTA and holds membership in several professional organizations. He has also served as the PhD foreign examiner for several Indian universities.
He has published extensively on English language teaching and learning, digital literacy, and educational technology. He has organized numerous international faculty development programs, has delivered a wide range of international keynote addresses, and led various international conferences, workshops, and webinar presentations.
Your insights and perspective will undoubtedly enrich our discussions and inspire us to achieve new heights of proficiency and innovation. I welcome our resource person, Dr. Justin James, sir, for the session.
No, I can do it because this I have the remote. Yeah, maybe I need a piece of paper. A piece of paper enough. Yesterday I had the thing, I lost it somewhere else. Yeah, thanks. This is fine. I'll manage with this, and because this edge, it's slipping away.
No, I don't. Shall we start? Okay. So at the outset, I'm very happy to be here. And this is my third visit to this college. And I used to visit one of my friend's father, Francis Kuttikart, and I have stayed here also on campus a couple of days. He's no more. Um, he was a very active member of English department, as well as he was encouraging. Those days it was a boys' college, and he was involved in a lot of sports activities also. I think that time they had a great basketball team over here. So it was once in 90s, then second time in 2003. Then later again I came this side and I met him at St. Alicia's College, Elthirth. So I have a great connection here. And the previous HOD of English department, Dr. Satyan, was my immediate senior in college. So I'll be meeting him today evening. So that way I am stranger to all of you, but I am not a stranger to the college. Okay. Now, it's really a happy thing to be here discussing or sharing some of the experiences I have gathered over time being a teacher for about 33 years. So I take every opportunity I get to meet students and teachers from India. Particularly, I'm very much interested in meeting the teachers because I strongly feel that if I can help out teachers design good methodology in teaching, they can do better. Good methodology, what I mean by good methodology is that Indian teachers have a lot of knowledge, but they don't have the teaching training. As you know, like if you want to teach in a nursery school, you must have a training of 1 year or 2 years. But if you want to teach in a college, you have to just have an MA or MSc, and you have a NET or SLET, or if you have some relationship with a father principal, you get a job. So that's a common reason, people get jobs for various reasons. But we don't have proper training as college teachers. So before going to Oman, I was also teaching literature. I taught in St. Joseph's, Trichy for 3 years. Then I lost my job because the government wouldn't sanction the postings. Then I went around Andhra Pradesh working in schools. Then again, I got through UPSC in 1997 and I was teaching in Mahagi Government College for about 7 years. There I was more of an NCC officer than an English teacher because we had only BA. So they used to call me lecturer in NCC. So all the time I'll be out with my students for camps and other, because our unit was in Karaikal, which was in Tamil Nadu. So it involves a lot of traveling. And many of my students are in the police department and army because of my hard work with them. Some of them have retired also. They have taken VRS from the army after 18, 20 years, and they are getting settled in jobs in Pondicherry government. Anyhow, I am from a place called Marthandam. I live in a remote village there. You may know it was part of Kerala before 1956. Then we fought with the Kerala government. Then we wanted to join Tamil Nadu. We lost many things, but we gained a lot, particularly in education. We got great opportunities to learn in Tamil Nadu because always Tamil Nadu was leading in education, thanks to Kamaraj, who was the then chief minister, who started schools and helped many missionaries to develop education. And later, after my +2, I joined St. Joseph's College, Trichy, where your principal, Father Kuttikart, Father Kurisheri, all those people studied. At least I will have 1,000 people who were my contemporaries from Kerala who are working in different colleges. Now coming to the topic, like after listening to her talking in English, I was a bit worried that, do I have any relevance here? Because the way they communicate, definitely, I think she's one of the best here in the department. But there will be other people also who will be involved in communication. Then why you need a special training in communication and competency? Now you have to understand very clearly. If you have a voice and if you can talk, you can communicate, isn't it? But what do you mean by competency? There you have to understand. Competency is handling any situation. You can talk to anyone. If you meet the Prime Minister, you should be able to talk to him at his level. If you meet a beggar on the street, you should be able to communicate with him on his level. If you meet an executive from a company, you should be able to talk to people that way, like on par with them. So it is a kind of efficiency with which we can put across our ideas and receive the ideas from them. So there is one problem with us generally as Indians. What is the problem? Can you guess? What do we do more? Yeah, we talk more, isn't it? We listen less. So we think that communication is all about talking. No. Communication is more about listening than talking. Unless you have enough input, you cannot have any output. So therefore, that's why I say you have to understand what is communicative competence. Communicative competence is an ability to communicate in such a way that you will be able to listen to anyone from any part of the world, speak to anyone from any part of the world, people communicate or listen to people and reply to the people from any strata of the society, from any walks of life. Similarly, you should be able to read anything and understand, and also express your ideas in writing with good grammar, good way of communication. So that's why communicative competence. Then what about 20th century skills? Now, like in the past, you have minimum communication, you have a degree certificate, you have some connections, or you attend an interview, you make a kind of impression and you get a job. Today it is not like that. Today you need to possess certain skills. I have a list of 21 of them, but unfortunately all of them are obsolete now. So now new competencies are coming, 21st century skills are there. But these are some of the basic things which I will be discussing with you. So therefore, 21st century skills are skills that we need in order to be very effective, productive in your professional life as well as personal life. Now, most of the time when we come to college, we all think that, we are here to learn how to be a successful employee, get an employment and settle down in life. We often miss out another part of thing. The major part is personal life. Now, the divorce among South Indian young men and women are at the highest. According to the recent statistics, it is highest in my district, Kanyakumari district. People are filthy rich. They pay a lot of dowry. Even then, the marriages are not sustaining in the proper way. People, run to court immediately after second day of marriage, third day of marriage, 3 months of marriage. Marriages doesn't last for more than 1 year in many cases. Now I want to ask these young girls, how many of you want to really get married? No one? You want to get married? Okay. Only this many students want to. Lucky, my days are gone. I don't need to worry about all these things, When women aren't interested in marrying, poor men learn how to cook your own food, how to clean your own toilets, okay? Right. Now, why I asked this question is that, yesterday I met many young girls who are doing post-graduation and they aren't interested in marrying. So marriage is not a very important thing. I don't mind if they don't marry. If they are happy, I'm happy about it. You understand? So therefore, getting into the clutches of someone, for both men and women, boys also, if you can be happy and do things which you like and personally happy. So therefore, 21st century skills are essential to be happy, to be very effective, and to live a very good personal life also. So the colleges sometimes seldom don't teach, or they don't take any efforts to teach these kind of personal skills, how to interact. But thanks to one way, the co-education system is a good system. I remember His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, the ruler. He was the ruler of the country. He lifted the education, the country from poverty from 1970s. Now there are world-class universities in the country. He once said, Arabs were very conservatives and they refused to accept boys and girls studying together. So he came and addressed the group of mullahs, and he told them, our country need to develop. If men alone get education, our country is not developing. If women are learning separately, our country is not going to develop. Therefore, it is important for young men and women of the country to get educated together, sit in the same classroom, learn the things, learn to collaborate, work together. Then they can lift the country and they can find personal and professional happiness. So you are such a visionary. Even today in India, there are men's and women's colleges. Why women go to college? People think that, our parents at least, they think that they can place them safe till they are married. Okay, so it is a kind of, what shall I say, when we go to temples and all, we keep our purses and all, somebody pay 50 rupees, similar kind of thing. Education is, people take it that way. They are not very serious that their children should get higher education. So 21st century skills are very important. Another thing I've noticed, my son who studied in Muscat, he came to college in Odisha. With his experience, he started sharing the problems of his classmates. There is a lot of harassment from parents, and they blame the teachers, institutions, society. Most of the children who were in central universities, when they get the holidays, they don't want to go to their homes. They will try to hang around with their friends for 1 week, 2 weeks. They don't want, simply because they are from wealthy families. They are very rich. They can have anything, but they cannot have happiness in their homes. IAS, IPS officers, families, customs officers, ministers, judges, Supreme Court judges, and so on. But these children don't want to go to their home. He always used to tell me, thanks to you and Amma, I could have a childhood where I never faced this kind of harassment, but you cannot imagine the kind of pain they undergo because of the force and expectation, thirst, unnecessarily on the parts of the children. Children never get any freedom. So if you have these 21st century skills, you can overcome these kind of difficulties as well. That is why I particularly chose to speak on this. And, when you saw that, I opened the thing, the same presentation I did 2 weeks before in Nagarjuil Holy Cross College. The same folder I used, so Christ College in Nagarjuil, it was showing. There, even today, undergraduate, postgraduate, it's a girls' college, are wearing their uniform, sitting there. They cannot carry their mobile on campus. Can you do that? Yeah, they cannot carry their mobiles on their campus. I felt that I am meeting some people from the Stone Age. Really, I told them. So when are you going to come out of the Stone Age? And the principal was just staring, sister principal was just staring at me. And I know they will not invite me again. So I'm sure. Because of the, things I discussed with them using this. So therefore, one important part of life is taking life in your own hands. If you want to cut something with a knife, you must know how to hold the knife, isn't it? If you don't know how to hold the knife, you cannot. Similarly, the life should be in your hands like a knife. When you learn to hold it first, then handle it by yourselves, you can make good changes in your lives. That is something very important. If your parents decide, those who are born in the 50s or 60s, 70s, maybe your parents were born, that time, they are already outdated. They had a Stone Age upbringing without any technology. They know, feed you, keep you going to church or temple, at the correct time, save your souls all the time. So ultimate end is to get you married, or boys, both boys and girls, and restrict them towards the kind of same pattern of living again and again. And what is fun in living like your father, grandfather, and grandmother, isn't it? Do you agree with me or not? You are also from Stone Age? No. Okay, so the purpose of learning English language again is not that we don't have good languages. You know, I don't speak Arabic because I know Malayalam. When I go to my college, I shouldn't speak Arabic. When I go out, I can speak Malayalam. Anyway, anywhere in Gulf, Malayalam is equally a better language in communication for me than English, because when I go to any shops, I find only Keralites, restaurants only Keralites. You don't need to learn English, but any language you learn, you should be able to have the communicative competency, and also you should understand the cultural nuances of that particular language. Without knowing the cultural nuances of English, if you learn that language, you may not really enjoy that kind of communication. Okay, having said all these things, let us move on to the presentation. Are you all ready? Okay. Now, I am not going to speak all the time. Yeah, if you have come with an idea that you can sit idle, enjoy a talk, and later say clap and go, I'm sorry. Please look at this and tell me what you understand from this picture. Do you like the picture? How many of you like the picture? Only one person? What about others? Two? Do you understand what I ask? നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഈ picture ഇഷ്ടമാണോ? Now I understand. Problem was with my question, isn't it? The language with which I asked the question. I just told you about knife, isn't it? Can you connect it with the knife, that what I explained about the knife with this picture? I said about holding the knife, isn't it? What is done here? Holding his head, isn't it? So, and holding his head, and what is he doing? Reading. So what does it mean? It is related to education, isn't it? Taking one's own learning responsibility in one's own hands. It's not the responsibility of the teacher, not the responsibility of your parents to push you to learn. So taking the learning in your own hands is very important. Why? I'll tell you the reasons a little bit later. Wait for that. Now, before I start the mainstay of my presentation, communication and things like that, this is a concept you should all understand. You know, there is a funny thing with Keralites. If you ask, where are you from? They'll not say, I'm from India. First, they'll say Kerala. If possible, say, you know, if a foreigner, they'll say, I'm from Kerala. Oh, Kerala, where is it? It is in India. Oh, it is the other way around. If you meet an Indian, they will say, I'm from Kottayam or Changanasheri. If they met somebody from Tamil Nadu, because they are very fond of or very proud of their identity, isn't it? Most of the personalities in our country, especially in Kerala, they have their places named, tagged along with them, isn't it? Adoor Gopalakrishnan places. So we are very fond of our place. At the same time, it's not a bad thing. It's a very good thing to be fond of your own place. At the same time, you are part of the larger humanity, isn't it? So therefore, whatever happens in any part of the world should have a direct impact on you. If you say that I am a Christian and Israel will destroy all other Islamic countries, you are not a world citizen. So your faith is blinding you. You don't understand the kind of human suffering that is being inflicted on a daily basis in the world. Therefore, it is important to understand this. So, you must be a lifelong learner. These are the definition. Why lifelong learning is important? Lifelong learning is important because we know that if we don't understand to learn, grow, and adapt in any situation, we are less likely to feel trapped by events outside our control and more likely to continuously evolve in pursuit of what makes us happy. So when you know we are part of the whole humanity, maybe you are a very big person, but when we go through the whole topology of the universe, you may be one of the tiniest of the tiniest of the tiniest dot. But in your village, you think that you are so big, so isn't it? So when you understand the larger humanity, you get humility, you accept that you are part of a larger group called human beings. Now I ask ChatGPT, nowadays we are all using ChatGPT, isn't it? Is there anyone who is not using ChatGPT? Okay, you are not using ChatGPT. Okay, so what do you think? It is good or bad? Good, not using ChatGPT. Yeah, you can ask how to kill your spouse if you don't want your spouse, live with your spouse. So ChatGPT can give a lot of ideas. Okay, so lifelong learning, refers to continuous and voluntary pursuit of knowledge. Taking learning into your heart, voluntarily learn. You take voluntary efforts to learn, and getting inspiration from teachers. Sometimes they will motivate you to learn. It goes beyond formal education and encompasses informal and self-directed learning experiences. Again, you have to direct yourself to learn about the world and life. Look at the last paragraph. Lifelong learning fosters adaptability, critical thinking, and a growth mindset, empowering individuals to thrive in a rapidly changing world and pursue their passion and interests across different stages of life. So giving opportunities to people to live, basically giving them their freedom, giving them their human rights to live. So these are some of the important things we should understand as part of the global citizenship. Because we are learning a global language, or at least learning a language that is being used for communication in different parts of the world. Okay, how many of you feel like this now after listening to me? I know some of you are already asleep. No? You are all listening? Okay, nice. This is the state of affairs for any youngster, the age between 9 and 15, 16, 18, burdened with so many things. Because, when I was a child, I wasn't burdened here. The burden was physical burden. Helping him father, after he goes and taps the rubber, I have to go to collect the latex before I go to school. It was a physical burden, which was much easier to handle than the mental burden of the children today. So this is something we have to understand. So the students are burdened with so many things. They are not sure why they are in the college. Can anyone tell me why are you in this college? Learn what? Don't tell me lies, okay? How many of you are here to learning? You are here to learn? You are missing the whole business. You don't go to college to learn. You go to college to live. 4 years, 5 years, your life. If you only learn, you are not going to be successful once you get out of the college. I had a lot of students in Mahi College. They used to live on campus. Don't read between lines, okay? Yeah, so I don't give that kind of a freedom, to live literally. I'm not talking about it. Experience life, having discussion with people, meeting different students, peers from different strata of the society, interacting with them. That is the kind of life you are going to live there. Now, on campus, when you are there, is the thing clear for you? You want to switch off the lights? Because I feel maybe no, these two lights. Okay. So is it visible now? More visible, right? Desired graduate attitudes. So once you finish your graduation, now you are in a 4 years program, isn't it? Once you finish your program, you should have all these things. Not only, a first class certificate. So I read somewhere long back, a graduate should be a person who knows something of everything and everything of something. If you are learning history, you should know everything about history. At the same time, you must know a little bit of language, a little bit of science, a little bit of mechanical engineering, a little bit of plumbing, at least change the tires of the car when it is punctured. You get it, no? So that kind of a learning, a graduate should be, he should or she should know something of everything, every aspects of life. And everything of something, that is the subject knowledge. So if you have that, definitely you will be employable and you will be professionally as well as personally a very effective person. You can transact life, both professional and personal life, in a better way. So all these things, I am not going to read out everything because you can read these things, isn't it? So now, what is the condition of real graduates today? This is the reality of graduates. I'm not particularly saying that students from Christ College, they are better comparatively, but generally, subject knowledge is good, satisfactory. They manage to pass all the exam. Weak in communication, I put it in red. Because not that you are not able to communicate with your friends and things like that. In a formal situation, you find it difficult to talk. And poor in interpersonal skills. What are interpersonal skills? That's where a lot of domestic violence, domestic disharmony is coming. Incompatibility in marital life. Because you don't know how to communicate with your own spouse. Or even in the office. I have come across teachers who join the college together, work for 33 years. They don't speak to each other till they retire. And they don't know why they stopped talking to each other. So, you might have come across, at least the teachers, isn't it? The kind of animosity which is there in the department, academic departments. And what kind of example that would give to the students. Employability is very poor. One side, lack of employment, and the other side, we are not eligible to get an employment. Poor performance in workplace. Again, lack of professionalism. These two things are connected. Poor performance in workplace. So you go every day morning when you go to work. You don't do the kind of work you do. You waste a lot of time. And Indians are very good at that, wasting time. And they don't have respect for others' time also. If they say, Thrissur is much, much better. So, Dr. Alex told me the car will be there at 8:30. It was there at 8:30. Okay? So, but in many places, sometimes I have to wait for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I have waited for 1 hour also in the airport. Someone has to come and pick. Then they come and tell stories. That is lack of professionalism. So, some excuses. Sometimes, the professors write to me, sir, can we add you as a foreign examiner? Could you please send us the CV and other details, your institutional? I reply to them within 6 hours. If I get a WhatsApp message, the maximum time you need to wait for a reply is only 30 minutes. For an email, if anybody is writing, it is 6 hours. Not more than that. Then I give a reply, send everything. I will not get any acknowledgement or anything. Last week, one professor from the Christ messaged me, sir, can you send me your CV? Third time. Then I told him, please check your emails. I know he saw the emails, he got all the details. You are curious to know the name, isn't it? I am not going to give it to you. Then he came out with a story. Sir, your mail was delivered in the spam. But he doesn't know. I have a facility in Google. I can check the read receipt. I can check when exactly he opened the email and read that. Then he said, on WhatsApp, this was going, he said, sorry. Here only communicative competency is breaking. You get it, no? It's not speaking in a language, but effectively communicating with people. When you receive an email from someone, you have to immediately reply. You requested some details to a person who is working in another country. That person takes his time. I have no obligation to send these details to that person. He's not my cousin. He's not my brother-in-law. He's not related to me. Academically, we are connected in this connected world. So I respect that and I send. But you don't, if you don't reciprocate that, then it is not a correct, a good communicative pattern they are following. Selfish indulges in self-promotion. Can you give one best example? Nowadays, do you read newspaper? The story of the IAS trainee. Do you think only that person is indulging in self-promotion? Most of the educated people do that. If there is a group of educated people talking in the conference, you can identify the person who is looking for promoting himself. What he will do is, he will, when everyone is talking, he will quietly sit there and listen. After everybody stopped and they are moving out, he will go and talk to each person individually and tell about himself and try to create a kind of influence. That is promoting one's own self, self-interest, and try to get more opportunities. There are many people. Each day I come across such people. I don't say that it is a wrong thing. At the end of the day, we are all in a kind of competition in life, isn't it? We all should get, but in a limited way. So you should work for the public interest. That's why I first spoke about global citizenship. Now, most of the universities have a wrong methodology. They speak about andragogy, adult education. Okay? Now, the methodology needed for higher education is these three things: heutagogy, peeragogy, and cybergogy. Heutagogy is the thing which explained by the picture, self-directed learning. A college student need not be guided by another person. So if you come to learn history, on the 4th year, you should be able to decide which history you want to learn more. Or if you are taking up language, what are you going to do with the language you are learning? So therefore, self-directed learning is very important. Secondly, learning from your friends, peers. Peers are the people, your classmates. Why you should learn from them? I will be gone another 5-10 years. Your parents will be gone. But the people who are learning with you, if you network very well, they will be able to help you out because they are going to live with you for a longer time. So establishing very good relationship with your peers is a required thing. That is another methodology to learn. Third, learning from the cyberspace, internet. So whatever you want to learn, it is available on the net. Therefore, you can use that space. So these three things are very important. So the learning methodology. Develop an idea what you want to learn. But teachers can help actually. When you are interested in a particular area, you can go talk to the teacher. The teacher will sit with you why you selected this kind of analytical discussion can happen. Out of that, you can come with a more clarity, and with this clarity, you can decide what you are going to do. So therefore, this is very important. Why? I will give you an example. Today, my son is a lawyer, just completed. He studied from one national law university. There is an understanding between all the students who studied in that university that whenever somebody is going to a particular city, If a student who is from the same university comes to you, it's your job to feed him, arrange accommodation, free. So whenever my son goes to Delhi, just WhatsApp message, there is someone to pick him up from the airport, give him accommodation for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, feed him free and send him back. And other friends also meet. So that is a great culture, networking culture. Therefore, it is important to have a kind of network with people, because instead of searching for, now we search for new friends through social media, isn't it? We miss out with the people. Suddenly, after 30 years, you come across one of your classmates in a great position. And last 15 years, you were suffering without a job or without any, having a lot of financial troubles. Had you known that person, he would have definitely helped you. You understand? You have to help. So that kind of networking is very important. That's why learning from those people. Then from cyber, whenever, I'm now talking about heutagogy. Did anybody check your mobiles? I think somebody from teacher side or anyone? I don't want you to do it immediately. At least take a note of it, go home and check. This is a strange word. I'm hearing it for the first time. How many of you heard this for the first time? ഇത് ആദ്യമായിട്ട് കേൾക്കുന്ന ആൾക്കാർ. Okay. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ആ ക്യൂരിയോസിറ്റി വേണം. So develop that kind of a curiosity. I'm not very good in, giving oration in Malayalam. You don't mind if I use some Malayalam words, isn't it? If my pronunciation is not good, please forgive me. So that kind of curiosity, if you have, you can learn what is heutagogy, what are the aspects of heutagogy, how it works. So you get more knowledge. So information is available free of cost. Now I am coming to 21st century skills. I'll talk about language skills later, maybe the second part. Let us discuss about this. Can you read? Yeah, you read. I'm tired. Have you completed reading? Because you read fast, isn't it, young people? Scrolling. Right. If you type this also, 21st century skills, you will get from the internet. Sometimes same list are one or two less or more. Okay. Now, first let me think about or talk about critical thinking. Now again, I will share some of my life experiences or what I learned from the society. Critical thinking is an essential skill. How we are not using this great skill in our lives. Again, I told you about my district. They pay a lot of dowry. Before coming for my holidays, my niece messaged me, "Uncle, I want a tab, iPad for my child, which is 3-year-old. Can you get one for me?" I said, "I'll send you my bank account. Please transfer the money. I'll buy one for you." Now, she said, "I don't have any money, uncle." Ask your husband. Her husband is working in Dubai. You ask your husband. No, it is difficult. I feel sorry to ask him money. I said, "Then I'm not buying you the iPad." I didn't buy. I could. I have the money and resource to buy. I didn't buy. When I came, she was very much disappointed. She came and, "Uncle, small thing I asked, you didn't buy." Then I asked her, "How much gold they gave you in marriage?" 150 sovereign gold. Bought one car. Already 2 boys from that house, they already 2 have car. The boys' family insisted that they should have a better car for the youngest child. And another 10 lakhs for marriage expenses, everything done. This gold is lying in a bank locker. Now, the thinking of people is that if the gold is kept there, it is a great thing. And everyone is also coming and telling Lalita Jewelry. And you know that person, isn't it? He's coming on the TV. Yeah, every time I buy gold, I become black. But I have to go and work under the sun and, every time more people buy his gold, he becomes more gold. He appears, his color is enhancing. He becomes very rich. That's the kind of analysis I make. This 150 sovereign, how much it would cost to buy today? Very quickly tell me. Okay, keep 50 sovereign in the bank, 100 sovereign you take and sell it. Have the money, deposit in your FD account, get every month income. How much you will get? 60,000-70,000 rupees you will get. 70,000 every month from the bank. So having so much of gold, why do you want to beg for things for your own child to others? See, if you don't have money, you don't need. You understand? So critical thinking is analyzing our own thinking and our own actions, what is happening in our society, finding out the pros and cons and making a better decision. Now I have a host of enemies in my family because I didn't bring the tab. So people having so much, possessing so much wealth in their hands, they are not able to live. What's the use of having wealth? Get it? So that is why critical thinking, developing critical thinking, this is one of the very good skills. Secondly, creativity. What is creativity? You are arranging a function. Suddenly something is not working. You immediately create something to continue with the program. I came here, this was slipping away. So I immediately decided to manage this way. Creativity is not, we think that being creative is making very large, lot of things or very famous things or things everyone will buy. No. And natural creativity is then and there solving the problems or hurdles we face. That is one skill. When you are not able to complete a task given by your manager in the office, it is important to complete. How well you can create an opportunity to resolve the issue which you are facing or ask somebody else for help. All these things are important. That is creativity. Collaboration. This is another important area. We miss it out. What is collaboration? Now we have a practice in our university and I'm sharing it for the teachers here. If I am teaching a course this semester, I'll be sharing the course with many teachers. If I am teaching writing this semester, at least 20-30 teachers. English department, we have around 120 teachers in my department. At least 20-30 teachers will be teaching the course. Now, there will be 5 essays to teach. We all divide these 5 essays. 5 people or 6 people each. We will join together. We will make materials for that particular essay, teaching material, testing material, practice material. And what finally do is, we upload into our Google Drive, which is accessible to all the 30 teachers teaching that course. So, we don't have the burden of doing the same work repeatedly. 30 people, same material, 30 people will be working. Instead, only 5 people need to work and so much of time and energy is saved. This is working in collaboration. Personal differences, that is different. So this is one skill you have to develop. You may not like your cousin, but he needs something. You have to work, or you need some help from him. You have to ask. So collaboration is a key skill that is important for survival in the 21st century world. Communication, I have been talking about that. Information literacy. This is another aspect. When I say andragogy, do you know? No. What were you doing? At least if 2 people have checked. Accessing information then and there and utilizing it for the purpose which you need it. Media literacy. This is one great area. Today, I can send a WhatsApp message and get somebody killed. Yeah, this happened last year in Karnataka. 2 sannyasis were going by car to some place. They took the photo and sent that these people are going to places and lifting children. In one particular village, they stopped, they hacked them to death. So why media literacy? You should be able to analyze. Can it be a true thing? Okay, even if they are child lifters, what is your first job? You alert the police, isn't it? It's not your business to go and kill them. So media literacy is not taking everything that is being pushed in front of you for granted and reacting to it. And you know, nowadays many people are losing job. Indians are losing job in the Gulf. Why? Some people talk so much against the Muslims. The videos are circulated. And there are some people who are against India. They take the videos and send it to all the Arab families, rulers. They watch and they ask a question. Okay, these people, Indians, are working here. The whole country is criticizing us, our religion. Why should we employ them? Get it? It's a very reasonable reaction from another part of the world. So therefore, we should understand what we should put in on the media, what things you should accept from the media. Do you believe everything? Again, a lot of critical thinking need to be applied there. Technology literacy. Using technology, you are good at it. So I'm not going to elaborate much. Flexibility. What is the flexibility? Anyone? നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ആർക്കെങ്കിലും അറിയോ ഫ്ലെക്സിബിലിറ്റി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്? നിങ്ങളെല്ലാം റബ്ബറുള്ള രാജ്യത്ത് നിന്ന് വരുന്ന ആൾക്കാരല്ലേ? In mind and in our attitude, everything. Flexibility is an attitude where, for example, I'll give a lot of information from the departments. A teacher will be sitting in the department doing nothing. Another teacher will come, എൻ്റെ കുട്ടിക്ക് സുഖമില്ല, ഒന്ന് എൻ്റെ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ പോകാൻ പറ്റുമോ? ഇല്ല, എനിക്ക് അടുത്തവിടെ ഒരു ക്ലാസ് ഉണ്ട്, എനിക്ക് പോകാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അപ്പോൾ ടീച്ചർ വീണ്ടും ചോദിക്കുന്നു, നിങ്ങളൊന്ന് പോയാൽ അടുത്തവർ ഞാൻ വേണമെങ്കിൽ ആ ക്ലാസ് പഠിപ്പിക്കാം, തിരിച്ചു വന്നിട്ട് ഹോസ്പിറ്റലിൽ നിന്ന് തിരിച്ചു വന്നിട്ട്. ഇല്ല, എനിക്ക് പറ്റില്ല. Now what kind of human beings are we? You get it? This is one flexibility. Now another flexibility. One student is who is daily traveling with you by car or daily. That student could not complete the assignment by 5 o'clock. You have to leave at 5 every day. The student is telling, see, I'll take another 10 minutes, 15 minutes. No, അതൊന്നും പറ്റില്ല, എനിക്കിപ്പോൾ പോകണമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് വണ്ടി എടുത്ത് നിങ്ങൾ വിട്ടാൽ you don't have a flexibility. അപ്പോൾ ഓരോ മിനിറ്റും, every time a need arises, you should be able to stretch yourself. Then your employer will be able to respect you. And same thing in the house also, isn't it? I don't want to give more examples, but you can guess. Watch your parents, how much flexibility they have between themselves. Okay? So I'm not talking about Bharatanatyam between father and mother. Okay, flexibility in communication, understanding, extending a help. If mother is asking father to do something, she shouts. And if father is asking somebody, I'm not saying that every home it is there, but every home it will be there. So these things are, why? Because in the colleges we are not get trained, and nobody is telling us. Flexibility is very important for us. Next one, leadership. This is also, so everybody is interested in becoming a leader. But what exactly is leadership? Leadership is doing the donkey job. People think that sitting on the stage is, no, that's not the leadership. If you go to your principal, you can see, oh, he's sitting in a good office, AC office, people come, say, you know. But how many hours of donkey job he would be doing after he leaves? So leadership needs someone who can share the burden of other people, someone who can guide others whenever there is a problem. You know, like there was an accident in Niswa, in Sultanate of Oman, and school bus, Indian school bus was hit, and one teacher and 5 children were dead, and around 30 children were lying on the road with wounds and bleeding. And we were some 20 kilometers away. I was in the college, I got the message, and you know, 2 Pakistani truck drivers who were driving from Dubai, bringing Almarai milk to Sultanate of Oman. They got on from the truck. They stopped every car coming that side, because that highway goes through the main hospital of Niswa, government hospital. They stopped every car, put one child, And before we reached, all the children were in the hospital. They could save so many children. That is leadership. It is not showing that, they are Indian kids, let them die. You get it? So leadership is a quality that comes to you at different points of time in life. It will demand you to do something. That is leadership. So that is also one of the skills we need to have. Initiative. If there is a particular job to be done, the teacher is asking, can somebody do this job? Everybody will sit there. If someone is coming out and saying, okay, I'll do that. Maybe that person may not be very efficient, but at least coming forward to do it, and the teacher can help. Similarly, in social life also, we have a kind of, I don't know, like off late I feel, whenever I come and interact with people, there exists a kind of enmity between people. A hidden enmity between people. People are very suspicious about the other person. Some 20 years back, it was not like that. You can go to any place, sit with people, you ask anything, people will. Now people will check first thing. Sometimes I stop my car and ask for the way or some information. They don't look at my face. They read my car to find out what religion I am. Whether I have a cross or deity, Hindu deity, or any other symbol which reveals my religion. Then they will decide what they should do or whether they should be friendly or not friendly. Maybe you are all experiencing that, isn't it? So that kind of thing also should go. Initiative when somebody is asking for help, or when you find that a job can be done, just immediately do it. Don't think whether others are doing or not doing. For example, a piece of paper lying on being an NCC officer, I used to do a lot of this work. You find a plastic bottle outside. Just lift it and put it in the right place, dustbin. That is initiative. And you don't get any reward. All the time you don't expect reward for initiative also. But ചിലരുണ്ട് അവർക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും പ്രതിഫലം കിട്ടുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഭയങ്കര ഇനിഷ്യേറ്റീവാണ്. ഇങ്ങോട്ട് റിട്ടേൺസ് ഒന്നും ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ സീറോ ഇനിഷ്യേറ്റീവ്. Productivity. Productivity is also another skill, like producing things or creating opportunity for others or, doing something. For example, I'll tell you one thing. ഇവിടെ 10 സെന്റെങ്കിലും സ്ഥലമില്ലാത്ത ആരെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടോ? വീടൊഴിച്ച്. So only very few people, isn't it? What about others? How many of you grow few plants, vegetables? Last year I came, I bought 10 papaya trees, and with them I could get 14,000 rupees by selling the fruits. I didn't use any chemicals. And my villagers now, they see me, they ask, do you have papaya? So kind of productivity, doing productive, socially useful, productive work. In CBSE syllabus, that is one of the things. Then social skills. Social skills are skills that that doesn't prevent you from communicating anybody. Now I'll tell you another. There is a lot of animosity in the world against people for no reason. In 2013, I received a phone call from my parents that my sister has a brain tumor and she is admitted in Trivandrum Medical College Hospital, and the chances of her survival is very low. Then what happened? I asked my HOD, he said, okay, immediately you can go. I had a Pakistani friend who used to share the office with me. He booked my ticket. He drove me from Niswa to Muscat, that is 155 kilometers. Stopped in a restaurant just before the airport, bought me sandwich, water, everything. Then when we reached the airport, I was offering money. He hugged me and said, brother, this is the opportunity I got from Allah to be with you at the time of a difficulty. You get it? So we develop, our world is developing animosity against people. That is a kind of social skill. That moment, all the negativity I had about Pakistanis vanished. Now so that way, in any society, I'm not taking, why I am not particularly taking examples from Kerala. I have hundreds of examples from Kerala. I daily watch TV, read newspapers, because I don't want to discuss too many unpleasant things that are there in our society. ഇപ്പം നമ്മൾ ആൾ നോക്കിയും ജാതി നോക്കിയും കളർ നോക്കിയും പല കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യുന്നത്, that is not a social skill. That is not a social skill. Social skill is connecting with other people and doing things and helping the people to be safe, be happy, and also when you need troubles. ആരെങ്കിലും മരിക്കാൻ കിടക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് യു നീഡ് ബ്ലഡ്, നിങ്ങൾ ആരെങ്കിലും പറയുമോ ഈ ജാതിക്കാരുടെ ബ്ലഡ് ഒന്നും എനിക്ക് വേണ്ടെന്ന്? അപ്പോൾ ആര് വേണമെങ്കിലും, ഈ ഡോക്ടർ എന്നെ ട്രീറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പാടില്ല, ഈസ് ഫ്രം ദാറ്റ്, ആ സമുദായത്തിൽപ്പെട്ട ഡോക്ടറെ കൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ ബെറ്റർ ഐ ഡൈ, ആരെങ്കിലും പറയുമോ? ആരും പറയത്തില്ല അല്ലേ? That's a kind of social understanding we should have. At the end of the day, I'm not against caste system, I'm not against different religion. All these things are very good things to identify people, to have a community for themselves. At the same time, മറ്റുള്ളവരെ ഹെൽത്തി നിർത്തിയിട്ട് എന്ത് ചെയ്താലും we cannot be a successful human being. നമുക്കൊരു ബ്രേക്ക് എടുത്താലോ? So with this, yeah, how much time? 10 minutes? Okay. Do you all need a break? Yeah, go out, jump for 10 times. Then you come back. Blood will be there, more blood will be there on your brain.
We're having a 10 minutes break for tea time, and after that, we should be back within 10 minutes itself.
Your paper. Yeah. Creativity. Right. Now I am moving from 21st century skills backward to communicative, developing communicative competency. And now what we are going to do is, we are going to first find out what are our problems in developing good communication. Okay, so you all like this picture? Shall we implement this in our college? Why? And Kerala is a state people want to go back to nature all the time. They make a lot of hue and cry about it. So if you go back to nature, you will be like this, coming to attend colleges like this, isn't it? Why are you laughing? Is it so funny? Isn't it? Okay, now this I just showed because it is, I wanted to discuss something related to critical thinking. We come across a lot of things, in our lives, particularly, living a life oriented towards nature. But is it possible? It is simply impossible for us to go back to nature and live again, because our body is not strong enough like people hundreds of years before. You can't sleep on the floor. How many of you can sleep on the floor? You can sleep. Okay. Okay, I didn't say anything. You said it. Okay, so, going back, when we are thinking about things, it is important to analyze. So I'm going to teach you how to analyze whatever you read, whatever you see, whatever you hear. Look at this picture. How many of you like this picture? Why? It is a sculpture, isn't it? Carved out of stone. Where do you think it is kept? Yeah, don't tell me that it is in Kerala, because coconut trees are behind. Anyhow, the larger question is something, you see something like this, or I'm using this instead of a paragraph. Reading and understanding, developing a kind of understanding in language, how you can train your mind to understand things you read, you see, you hear. Okay. Read all the questions. Is it funny or serious? Serious, okay. Why do you think it is funny or serious? You'll have your own answers, isn't it, when you ask this question? Do you understand what is portrayed in the picture? Tell me, what is it? What is it exactly portrayed in the picture? Carrying his own head in a cart. Why? Overthinking. No, before that, you are going very fast. Faster than KSRTC. I want another word before that. You answered why it is so. Okay, but what is that? Why it is so? Why it is on the cart, put on the cart? Oh, he don't like to keep it on his neck, so he kept it on the cart. Excellent. Because it is heavy, as simple as that. It is heavy. Now, why is it heavy? Overthinking or stress, whatever may be. Now, why do you think this sculpture is displayed? Generally, sculptures are displayed in parks. So if you go to Malambura Dam, you can see sculptures. If you go to Sangumaham beach near the airport in Trivandrum, you can see. Why do you think the head is so big and bulky? So burden of life, maybe thinking about so many things. Now I showed set of questions. Previously I showed the picture. Before looking at the question, did your mind calibrate any of the questions? No. So one method of learning whatever you learn is to split what you see using questions and try to assimilate or understand. That way it is a kind of analytical reading of things. Now, does it stop there? No. Still you can go deeper into it, whatever you learn. Why do you think the man's head is made so bulky? What do you think the artist is trying to communicate through the sculpture? Look at the legs actually. I forgot to. Is he finding it easy to walk or difficult to walk? Very difficult, isn't it? So life for him is a very difficult thing. Does the bulk of the head mean that actual size of the head or the heaviness of thought inside his head? Thoughts. How do you think the man feels carrying a massive head? Happy? like going to a wedding hall and eating biryani? Have you ever had a massive head like this? I know you are all high-headed. If you say at this age, 20, 22, you have such a big head, what kind of a head you will be having, like Patil's head? Patil or Patel? Yeah, his head in Gujarat, that park. Yeah, your head will be, when you are 40, you will be having so much large head. Your head shouldn't be like this now. It should be, you should have a very light feather-like head without any burden. Isn't it? Agree or you disagree? Okay. Now, further, this is the area where the knowledge is being applied. More analytical way of thinking in language. How do you relate the sculpture to a man's life in the modern world? So, in the Jeevadathil, how the sculpture reflects our living. നമുക്ക് ഇത്രയും ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ടീസ് ഇത്രയും സ്ട്രെസ്സിൻ്റെ ആവശ്യമുണ്ടോ? അല്ലാതെ ഞാൻ ആ പിക്ചറെ പോലെ പതഞ്ജലി പിക്ചറെ പോലെ അതുപോലെ ജീവിച്ചാൽ പോരെ? Isn't it? Then why do you think, who do you think is responsible for making the head so massive and heavy? Don't tell that to your parents and teachers. It's you. Yeah. Is there any connection between a man's thoughts and his life? Yeah, the thoughts will tell you, or thoughts will make whether your head heavy or light. Have you ever experienced such heaviness in your head? You said yes, that is a bad thing. Is it necessary to minimize or control our thinking to live a lighter, happier life? Yes. So 3 sets of questions I gave. The difficulty level of the question was gradually increasing. It promotes a lot of thinking, isn't it? When you read a text, when you read a story, this is the way you have to analyze, understand the language. So do we do that? Seldom we don't do, even when we listen to songs. We like music, listening to songs, but we don't reflect on the words and think why these words are used, what are the implications, and what is said and what is implied. You know that, isn't it? You know, the difference between, see, in language you have to understand many things. If a teacher tells a student, yeah, I'm happy you are very smart. Like I appreciated her, no? Her language. But if I say, I know you are smart, you see the difference between both the sentences? I'm happy you are smart. Really, I'm happy. You are really smart. If I say, I know you are very smart, means you are an idiot. You don't know anything. You understand? So what I am saying is you are very smart. It is a positive sentence. What is implied is a negative thing. That you are not smart, you are an idiot. Clear? So in language, understanding these nuances are also very important. Whether we speak Malayalam or whatever language. Shall I move on to the next one? So this is one easy way to understand. Now let us see what are the challenges in listening English. Read and tell me whether you have these challenges or you are perfect. Bullet. I thought vibration is. I'm not talking about listening to normal conversation. Purposeful listening. There is something called purposeful listening. Listening with an intention of learning the language. Now, one small secret I will discuss with you how one can learn language naturally. Now, ഇവിടെ ഉള്ളതിൽ ആരാ ജനിച്ച ഉടനെ മലയാളത്തിൽ കവിയൊക്കെ പാടാൻ തുടങ്ങിയ ആൾക്കാർ? ആരെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടോ ഇവിടെ? പാടി ആ പാട്ട് കവിയല്ല. You are making a lot of hell noise. 3 months you would not have allowed your parents to sleep, isn't it? That I yes. Okay. Right. She's happy about it. Right. Now what is the process? How much time does it take? Girls normally 2.5, 3 years, they pick up the language and they start speaking. When they start speaking one syllable. So my son used to say, instead of banana, he used to say manana. You know, like the way they learned, they listen to things, sound and everything. For a boy, it takes at least, there are boys who start speaking late, up to 4, isn't it? So what is happening from the day the child is born, or even nowadays scientists say right from the day the child is conceived by the mother, the children can listen. Okay? If that is right, if a child is starting to speak, call amma, appa, whatever it is, by the age of 3, already the child has got listening for 4 years, isn't it? Including the days the child spends in the womb of the mother. So after 4 years of continuous listening of a language, the child starts to speak. അപ്പോൾ അതൊരു നാച്ചുറൽ വേ ഓഫ് ലേണിംഗ് ലാംഗ്വേജ്. നിങ്ങൾ എത്ര കൊല്ലമാണ് ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് കേട്ടത് ആണ് ഡെയിലി ബേസിസ്? കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടോ അങ്ങനെ? നിങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യാത്ത ഒരു കാര്യത്തിന് പ്രതിഫലം എങ്ങനെ കിട്ടും? കിട്ടുമോ? ബാങ്കിൽ പൈസ ഇട്ടാൽ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് കിട്ടും. പൈസ ഇടാതെ പോയി ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് ചോദിച്ചാൽ തരുമോ ആരെങ്കിലും? സോ ലാംഗ്വേജ് ലേണിംഗ് ഈസ് ആൻ ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ്മെൻറ്റ്. അപ്പം നമ്മൾ കോൺഷ്യസ് ആയിട്ട് എഫേർട്ട് എടുക്കണം. സോ zero listening, you don't listen, you don't speak that language. I told my experience in speaking, I don't speak much of Arabic, though I can understand, because I don't listen to Arabic much. Wherever I go, either in the on-campus English or French, whatever. Outside, I listen to only Malayalam, not even Tamil. There aren't many Tamilians who are running. All the people in Lulu and all, I go shopping in Lulu in my city. All are Keralites, and especially most of them are from Thrissur. Yeah, the friends and relatives of the great man who is running that business. Okay, so difficulty in comprehending. നമ്മൾ അഥവാ കേട്ടാലും എന്ത് കേട്ടു, അതായത് there is something called hearing and listening. ഇപ്പോൾ കണ്ണടച്ച് നമ്മൾ ഇവിടെ ഇരുന്നാൽ ഒരുപാട് സൗണ്ടുകൾ നമുക്ക് കേൾക്കാം. ബട്ട് how many sounds you listen consciously? അപ്പോൾ കോൺഷ്യസ് ആയിട്ട് ലിസൺ ചെയ്താൽ യു ക്യാൻ കോംപ്രിഹെൻഡ്. കോംപ്രിഹെൻഡ് മീൻസ് നമ്മൾ കേൾക്കുന്നതിൻ്റെ അർത്ഥം നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ പറ്റും, ഒരു വേർഡിൻ്റെ മീനിങ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ പറയുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങൾ. ഡോണ്ട് ഫോളോ ദ ആക്സെൻറ്റ്. ഇത് ഒരു വലിയ പ്രോബ്ലമാണ്. നമ്മുടെ ഇടയിലുള്ള ഒരു മിസ്അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഈ ബ്രിട്ടീഷ് ആക്സെൻറ്റ് കേട്ടാലേ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് പഠിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നുള്ളൂ. ഐ ഡോണ്ട് സ്പീക്ക് ബ്രിട്ടീഷ് ഇംഗ്ലീഷ്. ഡു ഐ? ഇപ്പോൾ സോ സം ഓഫ് യു മേ ബി ക്വസ്റ്റ്യനിങ്, ഇയാൾ എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഫോറിനിൽ യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയിൽ ജോലി കൊടുത്തതെന്നല്ലേ, നല്ല സ്റ്റൈലായിട്ടൊന്നും ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് സംസാരിക്കുന്നില്ല, വളരെ ഓർഡിനറി ലാംഗ്വേജ്. Doctor was telling me you are using a language which is ordinary. Indian accent. 50 Tamil, 50 Malayalam accent, isn't it? If you analyze, you can see. Because I'm fluent in both the languages. So, that is a wrong concept that you must study English from the British people or anything. You can listen. YouTube is an excellent resource. Other resources, I will show you some of them. So, more and more listening will help us to understand. There is no need to worry about the accent. It is a boring business listening. അതൊരു വലിയ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാണ് നമുക്ക് മറ്റുള്ളവർ പറയുന്നത് കേൾക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ ഒരുപാട് ലൈഫിൽ ഒരുപാട് മണ്ടത്തരങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവരും ചെയ്യും, ഞാനും ചെയ്യും. എനിക്കും കേൾക്കാൻ ഭയങ്കര ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാണ് അടുത്തവർ പറയുന്നത്. ബിക്കോസ് നമ്മുടെ കൾച്ചറിൽ അതില്ല. മറ്റുള്ളവർ പറയുന്നത് കേൾക്കുക, അത് മനസ്സിലാക്കുക, എന്നിട്ട് അത് ഡൈജസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് നമ്മളൊരു കൺക്ലൂഷൻ വരിക, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ റിപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുക. ആരെങ്കിലും എന്തെങ്കിലും പറഞ്ഞാൽ അപ്പം തന്നെ റിപ്ലൈ. അപ്പോൾ അവർ പറയും ഞാൻ അതല്ല ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചത്. ലോട്ട് ഓഫ് ഇൻ അവർ കോൺവെർസേഷൻ യു ചെക്ക് എവറി ഡേ. You need to explain your conversation again and again. Isn't it? Again, watch your parents. അച്ഛൻ ഒന്ന് പറയും, അമ്മ വേറൊന്ന് കേൾക്കും. പിന്നെ ഞാനല്ലടി അതല്ലടി ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചത്, ഞാനിതാ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചത്. He has to give up kind of dictionary meaning, explanation, examples. Poor man, isn't it? So, listening and comprehending is very important. Any language for that matter. Do not know how to listen. Again, purposeful listening. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ കോൺസെൻട്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് കേൾക്കുമ്പോൾ ദ തിങ് ഈസ് മോർ എഫക്റ്റീവ്. അത് മാത്രമല്ല, നമ്മളൊരു പാസേജ് ലിസൺ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾ ട്രെയിൻ ചെയ്യുന്ന കുട്ടികൾ എങ്ങനെയാണ്, ഞങ്ങൾ കോംപ്രിഹെൻഷൻ എക്സാം കൊടുക്കുമ്പോൾ ആ പാരഗ്രാഫ് ലിസൺ ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ റെക്കോർഡിങ്, വി റൈറ്റ് ആൻഡ് റെക്കോർഡ്. എന്നിട്ട് അവർ ആൻസർ ചെയ്യുന്നത് എന്തൊക്കെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പറയാം. വൺ വേർഡ് ആൻസേഴ്സ്, one phrase answer, number. Okay, they should listen and write the number. 1330, 1550, 1990, these differences we check. This is the way we train. So you not only comprehend the words, but also the numbers, the information. Every part of what you listen should be recorded in your mind. That's how you have to listen. You have to split it. Okay, oh, I'm listening to this number. I'm listening to this name. When I listen to this, oh, this should be a name. This is a number. This is a phrase. This is the information. And when I am listening, okay, this man is saying something very supportive, but next minute he is negating what, if you analyze my conversation, you can see, like if you very clearly follow my conversation, you can say that there will be a kind of pinch of irony in my talk. Arengal notice ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടോ? Always. Whenever I speak, there will be an irony. I think you would have noticed that yesterday. She was listening to me yesterday. I was talking about research. Then, what to listen? Here, the question is whatever that gives you interest. Whatever you are interested in, you can listen. In English, whichever language you want to learn. Do not know the impact of listening in speaking, which I already explained. The example of a child. Where and how to access listening material. ഇതും ഒരു പ്രോബ്ലമാണ്. Where to get materials for listening. Challenges in speaking English. What are the challenges people have? Content or knowledge. സ്റ്റുഡൻസിന് ഒരുപാട് കാര്യങ്ങൾ നമുക്ക് അറിയാം, ബട്ട് അറിയേണ്ട കാര്യങ്ങൾ അറിയത്തില്ല. Do you all agree with me? Yeah. So that is the nature of our society actually. We are naturally curious people, but our curiosity is towards all the negative things in the society. മറ്റവരെ കുറിച്ച് എന്തെങ്കിലും കിട്ടുവാണെങ്കിൽ വി ആർ വെരി ഹാപ്പി, അല്ലേ? അന്ന് ഭക്ഷണം വേണ്ട. സോ അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു ആറ്റിറ്റ്യൂഡിൽ വരുമ്പോൾ സോ കോണ്ടന്റ് ഈസ് മിസ്സിങ്. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ റിയൽ കോണ്ടന്റ്, നമുക്ക് യൂസ്ഫുൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള കോണ്ടന്റ് എവിടെ കിട്ടുമോ അത് വി ഹാവ് ടു ഫൈൻഡ് ഔട്ട് ആൻഡ് express. Vocabulary is a problem, the kind of words. Ivide, I have to tell you something very interesting. Very important. Look at my vocabulary. Do you think I can speak only like this? I can speak in English continuously for 1 hour without you understanding even one word. Can't even understand one word. That kind of language I can speak with very difficult vocabulary and sentence construction. You will not get what I am saying. So, the vocabulary needed is not very high rated vocabulary, very ordinary vocabulary, because every day you are not going to give a lecture or, and always Keralites have another problem. Now, Shashi Tharoor is another reason for that. Everybody think that, oh, if you don't speak like Shashi Tharoor, he is making millions by doing all those things. That is his business. So don't get carried away by that kind of a language. You need to communicate with a fellow passenger if you are going to another country. You need to ask what time is it, where can I find a good restaurant, where can I have some lunch. If I want to go to a barber shop, which shop is a better shop? Isn't it? So the kind of vocabulary needed for us is to transact our daily requirements, achieve our daily requirements. So you don't need to. Grammar is another problem. And again, going back to the children. How many of you studied grammar before calling Amma, Appa? Amma enikku veshikkunnu choduda. Is that a grammatically correct sentence, isn't it? അത് ആരാ പഠിപ്പിച്ചത്? It comes naturally, isn't it? അപ്പോൾ ഗ്രാമറിനൊന്നും വലിയ പ്രാധാന്യം കൊടുക്കേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. If you are trying to become a teacher in English language and literature, then think about that. Grammar is something which comes to you automatically when you use the language. Nervousness is a little bit foreign language സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ എനിക്കും first 10 minutes I will be very nervous, especially when I stand and speak before Indian audience. അപ്പം നമ്മൾ ഭയങ്കര ജഡ്ജ്മെൻ്റലാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഫോറിൻ യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയിൽ ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഇംഗ്ലീഷൊക്കെ മതിയോ ഫോറിൻ യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയിലൊക്കെ ജോലി ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളൊരു പ്രജഡീസ്ഡ് കൈൻഡ് ഓഫ് അപ്രോച്ച് വി ഹാവ് ഓൾ ദ ടൈം. അപ്പോൾ അതുകൊണ്ട് ആൾക്കാർ നെർവസാണ്, ടീച്ചേഴ്സ് പോലും. See, lot of damage is done to students by teachers because they don't know. They themselves are very ignorant. They don't get the training that is required to teach the language. That is something we have to understand. Is that clear? So therefore, in order to avoid nervousness, you should have mutual support. Teachers should encourage students to make mistakes. If you don't make mistakes in the language, you are not going to learn any. Fear of making mistakes, fear of criticism, മറ്റുള്ളവർ കളിയാക്കുന്നുള്ളൊരു പ്രശ്നം, അത് ടീച്ചേഴ്സ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഞാൻ നേരിട്ട് കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. ടീച്ചേഴ്സ് അവരെ മോക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ട് അവരുടെ പ്രൊനൗൺസിയേഷൻ മാർക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ട് അവർ പറയുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങൾ, if a teacher is telling no, I don't think whatever you say is very relevant, can you try something else or say something different, then that student will try. And another problem is also there with many colleges. I find the teachers use a kind of vocabulary that students don't understand, but they admire the teacher. They sit and watch and they say, oh, എന്ത് ഇംഗ്ലീഷാ, കടിച്ചാ പൊട്ടാത്ത ഇംഗ്ലീഷ്. And you admire the teacher. ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒരു ടീച്ചർ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, അവരുടെ vocabulary, what's the use of your teacher having vocabulary and you can't speak one sentence? You get it? So if your teacher is excellent in communication, over time you should become excellent in communication. Why you don't become excellent in communication? ഈ ടീച്ചറിന് അറിയില്ല എങ്ങനെയാണ് നിങ്ങളെ ഇത് പഠിപ്പിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളത്. അവർ ഡിക്ഷണറിയൊക്കെ പഠിച്ച് വായിച്ച് ഇതൊക്കെ കേട്ട് ഓരോ വൊക്കാബുലറിയും അങ്ങ് വെച്ചിരിക്കും. ആൻഡ് ഞാൻ ഇന്ത്യയിൽ വരുമ്പോൾ പലരും പല യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയിൽ they will try to impress by talking to me with their show off their vocabulary. ഞാനപ്പോൾ പതുക്കെ കേട്ടിരിക്കും. എന്നിട്ട് I start my very ordinary down to earth language. അവർക്ക് ഒരു ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ടിയായി. എനിക്ക് ശരിക്കും ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് അറിയാവോ എന്നുള്ളൊരു സംശയം പലരുടെ ഫേസിൽ നിന്ന് എനിക്ക് കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. So this is again a disappointing thing. We don't get encouraged much. Lack of experience or no exposure given. അപ്പോൾ സംസാരിക്കണമെങ്കിൽ എക്സ്പോഷർ കിട്ടണം, ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി കിട്ടണം. ആരാ ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക ക്ലാസ്സിൽ? ആരുടെ റെസ്പോൺസിബിലിറ്റിയാണ്? ടീച്ചറിൻ്റെ റെസ്പോൺസിബിലിറ്റിയാണ്. എനിക്ക് 2 മണിക്കൂർ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ ഞാൻ എല്ലാ ക്ലാസ്സിലും 1 മണിക്കൂർ 40 minutes എനിക്ക് ടീച്ച് ചെയ്യണം. 20 minutes ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ബ്രേക്കാണ് ഫോർ ഹാവിങ് സാൻഡ്വിച്ചസ് ആൻഡ് കോഫി. വി ഡോണ്ട് ഹാവ് എ ലഞ്ച് ബ്രേക്ക്. ബട്ട് ഈ 1 hour 40 minutes, if I talk more than 30% of the time, they will cancel my employment contract. They will not allow me to teach there. A teacher talk time should be less than 30%. 20% of the time you talk and allow 80% of the time for the students to talk in the class, they will develop. That is the kind of opportunity our students have. Okay, leave 80%, at least 50%. നമുക്ക് ഒരു സ്ട്രെസ്സാണ് പിള്ളേർ അവിടെ ഇരുന്ന് സംസാരിച്ചാൽ. ലാസ്റ്റ് വീക്ക് ഐ ടോൾഡ് അബൌട്ട് ഹോളി ക്രോസ്. കുറച്ച് പിള്ളേർ അവിടെ ഇരുന്ന് ദേ വർ ടോക്കിംഗ് ടു ഈച്ച് അതർ. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു ടീച്ചർ വന്നിട്ട് ഇങ്ങനെ നിന്നിട്ട് ഇവിടെ നിന്നിട്ട് ഒരു സ്റ്റെയർ, ഭയങ്കര പിൻ ഡ്രോപ്പ് സൈലൻസ്. ഞാൻ ഐ ഡിഡ് നോ ഉടനെ വൈ സഡൻലി സോ മച്ച്. ദെൻ ഐ ടേൺ അറൗണ്ട്, ഐ സെഡ് ഡോണ്ട് ബോദർ, ലെറ്റ് ദം ടോക്ക്. So classroom silence is a killer, and if classroom silence are there, just don't go to the class. ഒരു ടീച്ചർ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് സംസാരിക്കാൻ അവകാശം തന്നില്ലെങ്കിൽ, ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ സംസാരിക്കാൻ അവർ കൊണ്ടുവരുന്ന വർക്ക്ഷീറ്റും അവരുടെ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്ന മെത്തഡോളജിയിലും നിങ്ങൾ വേസ്റ്റിംഗ് യുവർ ടൈം. വേറെ ഒരു പണിയുമില്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ ഇരുന്നു. റൈറ്റ്, ഫോർ എനി സബ്ജക്ട് ഫോർ ദാറ്റ് മാറ്റർ. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഞാൻ ഫസ്റ്റ് പറഞ്ഞത്, നമ്മുടെ ടീച്ചേഴ്സിന് അവരെയും ബ്ലെയിം ചെയ്തിട്ട് കാര്യമില്ല. ദേ ഡോണ്ട് ഹാവ് ട്രെയിനിങ്. But that's why in my university and Western place, they use CELTA, certificate in teaching. The teacher should be trained in methodology. Right? So let us move on to the next. Lack of training in reading. How one can read. Difficult. So we can read in 2-3 ways. One way is you want a particular information. For example, you want, your mother is asking you to, buy bread. You go to the town, what do you do? ഓരോ കടയിലും കയറി നിങ്ങൾ ചോദിക്കുമോ ഇവിടെ ബ്രെഡ് ഉണ്ടോ എന്ന്? നിങ്ങൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? യു വിൽ ലുക്ക് ഫോർ വൺ പർട്ടിക്കുലർ വേർഡ്, ബേക്കറി അല്ലേ? And you find the letter when you are riding your bike or going by auto or driving. You just watch. New town also, if you go to a new town bakery, you stop and buy bread there. I am looking for a particular information. That was one way of reading. Another way, I want to understand the whole thing, like reading a story. When you are reading a story, you cannot read part of it and leave it. You want to read the entire story. So you want to know the gist of the story, summary of the story. Like that, you should be trained to look for what exactly you need when you read. And you are checking flight information. You need not read everything given there. What is a particular date, time, all these things. So, therefore, training yourself to read for the purpose for which you are reading and for the information you are trying to get it. Difficulty in pronouncing words. This is a basic difficulty every Indian have. But we need not bother much. One thing is, you have the mobile now. And each word you can hear the sound. 2-3 times you practice, you can very easily pronounce the word. Do not know the reading strategies. I just explained the strategies, reading for skimming, scanning. That teachers should teach you what are the strategies you can follow. Do not understand the words. Here again another problem. When you read a story, don't try to understand every word. That's a dangerous thing to do. You check, have a dictionary, and for every word you check, you will, finally you don't understand anything or you will not enjoy the story. So therefore, continue to read. And there is no requirement that you must know the meaning of every word you come across. Your mind will process the word which is required for your business. It will have whenever the need arises, you will be surprised, suddenly you will get a word from nowhere. That is, you have heard that word, it is there in your dictionary, in your brain, in your mental dictionary, and you can use it. Lack of topical knowledge. ഇപ്പോൾ ഇത് പറയാൻ പറ്റില്ല, lack of topic knowledge എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ, because of internet, Instagram, you know everything about the world, അല്ലേ? That's also a problem also. Yeah, you know too much, too early. That is also a problem. But nowadays students have the knowledge about every topic. No motivation to read. Now I want to ask you a question. ഒരു ഗ്രാജുവേറ്റ് സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ഒരു സ്റ്റുഡൻറ്റ് എത്ര മണിക്കൂറാണ് ഒരു ദിവസം വായിക്കേണ്ടത്? 1 hour? Outside class hours. Pazhamburi was not heavy, no? There's a light tiffin, then you are not talking now. 1 മണിക്കൂർ 2 മണിക്കൂർ എത്ര 2 മണിക്കൂറൊക്കെ വായിക്കുന്ന ആരെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടോ ഇവിടെ? ഇല്ല? So I am packing and going out now. And you are graduate students. You must read all the time. If you want to make any worthy outcome from your education, you must read 24 into 7. Whenever there is an opportunity. You know what's the difference between students from central universities and you? They spend their time in reading. The more you read, the more you can understand. So there is no time limit. No one can prescribe that if you read 1 hour every day, you are going to be a genius. No. You have to read 24 into 7. And reading should be part of your culture, daily life. Then you can be something. No motivation to read, attitude towards reading also. Reading is boring, right? So that is also a wrong attitude. And I have tried this, most difficult novels. Another strategy I'll tell you, my teacher shared with me when I was doing my MA. He was teaching Moby Dick. It's a very large book, isn't it? Some novels, if you take, some books, even history books, some books you take, you start from the introduction and start reading. 15-20 minutes, I'll be off, snoring to glory. I'll sleep. But this teacher taught us an interesting thing. Said just take the book, open any page that is coming, start reading. Continue to read 5-10 pages. Your mind will acquire the knowledge. And your mind creates another curiosity. Mumbil endu sambhavichu? What is going to happen next? What the author is going to say next. Next day also you take open from another end, read 10-15 pages or 50 pages. Like that you repeat. Over a week's time, if it is a 100-200 page book, you will finish reading the book. And everything you have read will be retained in your brain. Because your brain is waiting to get connected to the information you missed in the first reading, second reading, third reading. And collectively you understand the book. And this is one way of avoiding boredom also. And ഒരു നല്ല നോവലിസ്റ്റൊക്കെ നമ്മൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാണെങ്കിൽ ഒരു 20-30 pages ഒക്കെ വായിക്കണം അല്ലേ? Then only you will get spending or forcing ourselves that 20-30 minutes reading is a very difficult job. So that's why attitude towards reading is a problem. Challenges in writing. So here, do not know the basic structure. ഒരു പാരഗ്രാഫ് എങ്ങനെ എഴുതണമെന്നുള്ളത് ബേസിക് സ്ട്രക്ചർ ചെയ്തില്ല. ലാസ്റ്റ് ഇൻ ട്രാൻസ്ലേഷൻ മലയാളത്തിൽ തിങ്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് എഴുതാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുമ്പോൾ വരുന്ന ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുകൾ. No idea about writing infrastructures or different essays. I have a list of essays which I will show you later. Wait for that. Do not have content to write. Again, endu ezhudan masala vende. So when you don't have that kind of ideas and things like that, what I mean by masala is the idea to write. Kerala buddhimuttilla alle. Lot of writers are there. I think most of the English teachers and Malayalam teachers are great writers. Yeah, so not having any vocabulary, same like reading, no systematic training in writing. Attitude, writing is difficult. Idil oru psychological problem undu. When I was teaching in I was a principal of a school, CBSE school in Andhra Pradesh. Second year I took over the administration of the school. I cancelled all the writing programs for LKG and UKG students. All the LKG, UKG's parents asked for a meeting, and by some God's grace, I didn't get beaten up. അവർക്ക് കമ്പൽസറി പിള്ളേരെ എഴുതിക്കണം. എൻ്റെ പ്രോബ്ലം എന്താണെന്നറിയോ? ഹ്യൂമൻ ബീങ്സ് ആർ not designed to do certain jobs which we are doing, particularly writing. Can hold a stick and beat someone, it is easy. But writing is very difficult. Your and ആ പിഞ്ച് കൈകൾ പിടിച്ച് ആ പിള്ളേരെ ഇരുത്തി, you can see how their faces turn red. Some children cry. It's a really, and children cannot sleep peacefully at night because of the pain in their muscles, which we don't understand. So they develop a kind of, when they grow up, they develop a kind of aversion for writing. It is unconscious aversion. നമുക്ക് പുറത്ത് മൈൻഡിൽ അറിയത്തില്ല, അൺകോൺഷ്യസ് ആയിട്ട് ദിസ് വിൽ ഹാവ് എ പ്രോബ്ലം വിത്ത് us. ദാറ്റ്സ് വൈ വി ഹെസിറ്റേറ്റ് ടു റൈറ്റ്. പിന്നെ ഇപ്പോൾ ആഫ്റ്റർ കോവിഡ് ഇറ്റ്സ് ഈസി, മൊബൈൽ അല്ലേ, ഹൗ ആർ യു, എച്ച് ആർ യു മതി, കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ ഇസ് ഡൺ. LOL, you know what is LOL? A lot of shortcuts are there to express your mind. If you want to scold somebody, പണ്ടത്തെ പോലെ ഒരുപാട് വാക്കുകളൊന്നും ഉപയോഗിക്കേണ്ട, ഒരു സ്മൈലി enough. You can communicate much. So these are the problems. How to improve listening skills? These are some of the resources, internet resources. So so far I have discussed the problems. Now I am moving towards the resources which students can use by themselves. British Council podcasts. It is free. If you type on your mobile browser, you get everyday podcasts are there. One advantage of this podcast is that it is not only spoken by British people, they record conversation from people across the world. People across the world. Why? Today, our students are students from any part of the world, go into a job situation where they meet people from different parts of the world. So, you should understand the accent and the style of the people, style with which they speak. That's why this is very important. I think internet is connected. I'll play it for you. It is playing.
Elementary recording brought to you by the British Council. To find out more and to access language activities and audio scripts, visit our Learn English website at www.britishcouncil.org/learn-english. Welcome to Learn English podcast number 1. My name's Ravi. And I'm Ted. We're your presenters and we've got lots of things for you to listen to today. But before we start, I think we should introduce ourselves. Ravi. Or I'll tell you what, I'll introduce you and you can introduce me. None of your business, Ravi. She loves dancing and riding her mountain bike.
Did you understand anything? Yes or no? How many of you know? Yeah, then you should listen more. If you don't understand. See, it's also a difficult thing, initially. So the best way to listen to these programs, use a headphone while riding your bike and while cooking, whatever it's hands-free. If you have a Bluetooth headset, small pots, it's easy. You can keep on do gardening or whatever work you can. So what I said about reading is true about listening also. How many hours you should listen? You should listen all the time. It should become a kind of habit. Next one is Voice of America Special English Podcast and Broadcast. So if you look here, there, if you are a beginner level, if you don't understand English much, you can go for beginner level, intermediate, advanced level, US history. And for history students, this is a great resource actually. Let me open this for you. Get a lot of podcasts about culture, literature, language. But these recordings are much easier to listen to than the British one.
Today, we continue the story Benito Cerrado. It was written by Herman Melville. Last week, we told how African slaves on the Spanish ship rebelled in 1799. They killed most of the Spanish sailors, only Captain Benito Cerrado and a few others were left alive. The leader of the rebellion was a slave named Baba. He ordered Captain Cerrado to sail the ship back to Senegal, the slave's homeland. But food and water were low, so the ship stopped at an island off the coast of Chile to get the needed supply.
Don't see the page, right?
When it arrived, an American ship was in the harbor. The American captain, thought the Spanish ship might be in trouble. He would offer help. Babo decided to remain close to Captain Cerrado and act as if he were the
Okay,
captain's slave.
that's enough. It is a very
Kill him if he told Captain Delano the truth about what happened.
it's reading somewhere in the background.
Now, here is Shepherding to continue our story.
It's not changing. I don't know. Some problem.
As
Okay.
Captain Delano came up in his wheelboat,
So, as history students, you can use this particular part, American history. You can listen to a lot of history, and also you can understand the language. You get a lot of information, vocabulary. The reading is very slow. And Voice of America use Canadian people for reading these things. Canadian accent is neutral. People from any part of the world can understand when Canadians speak or they read. Look at this, words and their stories. This is also very interesting when you are particularly, interested in knowing about the words. If you find a new word or a phrase, you go to Voice of America, type that, you'll get a video on that, explaining how these words were formed, how these words can be used. And you can go to any level, beginning level, intermediate level, advanced level. US history videos are also there, and scripts are also there. Another way to listen is, you can read the script while listening. So that way you are doing two functions, reading and writing. This is, fresh as a daisy. It's a video actually. It will explain how this particular expression came into English, and stories of the words and phrases. It's also very interesting. We are moving to how to improve speaking skills. What problems do we face while teaching speaking? Do you have any problems while you teach speaking? Do you really teach speaking? Yeah, whatever. That's what teaching speaking. Yeah, you don't, giving opportunities for students to speak and also involving everyone. What problems do students struggle with while speaking in English? So all the problems I discussed, they have all the problems. At the same time, learning a language becomes easy when you are interested in learning. I had an American with me, Thomas Fingan. He came to Oman. He joined my department. Right from the day he came, I know he's an FBI agent. He was working for FBI. He came. He started teaching there. The government also know that. His purpose was to learn Arabic. So he started teaching English, and he would stop, have a notebook, stop anyone and everyone, find a word, ask for the meaning, write, pronunciation, learn. After 2 years, he was posted as translated, Arabic English translator in Embassy of America in Dubai. So, interest. So, if you want to learn a language, you should have a special interest that will motivate you. This is one particular site, learning to speak the IELTS way. So, if you type IELTS speaking on your browser, you get a lot of videos, lots and lots of videos. And these videos are concentrating on speaking. For example, if I am asking, where are you from? If you say Irnyalakuda, that is not communicating. That's one word answer, isn't it? If you say I am from Irnyalakuda, it is the central part of Kerala. It is a cultural center. And tell few things about, okay, we have 3-4 colleges, and talk about few famous places in your area, then that is communication. Otherwise, most of the time people ask questions. They ask questions that you can give answer in one word, but you shouldn't give answer in one word. Where is your hometown? Hometown, if they ask the question, hometown is the place of your birth. You may be living in a city, different place. That is not your hometown. You have to explain your hometown. Do you like your house? Can you explain about your house? And another question generally they ask in IELTS is, do you want to make any changes in your home? So if you say that, okay, my home, we have a kitchen which is very smaller. I wish we have a larger kitchen. Whenever I get an opportunity and enough money, I would build a larger kitchen for myself. You get it? So how you are able to expand the communication? So basically, knowing one's own self, knowing your surrounding, and knowing about the world. So 3 layers of knowledge. And if somebody is asking you, could you please tell about yourself? ആർക്കെങ്കിലും പറയാൻ പറ്റുമോ ഒരു 2-3 minutes in English about yourself? Very quickly, come on. Is it so difficult? Yeah, tell. Now, if you hesitate, I understand. If you feel that you can't speak, you should be able to tell your name, where you are coming from. Maybe say something about your family and siblings. How many family members are there? How many siblings, parents? Are you living in a small house or a large house? And what is your rank in the, children, your first child or second child? And in the family, who you are close to? Then what are your pastimes? So 5-6 sentences, if you are able to speak, that is communication. So it is important to, you smile very nicely, but you should speak also very nicely, right? This is another resource, and her videos are very good. And I learn a lot before I teach. I watch some of the videos, grammar points or anything. So learning basic speaking of IELTS. If you type IELTS Liz, L-I-Z, her name is Elizabeth. You get number of videos. She trains people in speaking and writing also. She gives training and writing. Why you should learn from native speakers? Because it is, at the end of the day, it is their language. If you learn from them, definitely you will have more effective language than learning from me. So, we have to make use of that. Today, when I was a student, the only resource available for us was the Voice of America radio. One of my friends used to listen in my hostel room. And the Hindu or Indian Express newspaper. Other than that, no. Today, you can just anywhere, everywhere you can access English language, isn't it? Short videos. I wouldn't say that you must go back to reading books, 100 pages, 200. No. Wherever it is possible to acquire language, maybe through memes or through short videos, Instagram, Reels, instead of watching all Malayalam jokes, no? switch over to English. Because you know enough Malayalam. You can entertain yourself by, how many of you sleep by 10, 11? Lazy people. Sometimes I start, reading Instagram reels maybe up to 2, 3. And finally I hold my mobile and sleep. See, look at this old man, what this old man is doing. Then you are all saying 10 o'clock you are sleeping. Then what English will you learn? So that's the time you have to, maybe your parents will think that you are watching something bad, isn't it? And that's also a problem. Yeah. So a lot of apprehensions about, that much belief they have in their children. So this is another resource. Here also, if you want to access this, IELTS speaking part 1, you type, you will get all the videos. Why I particularly recommend this, because some of you may need to take IELTS exam. When I was recruited there to teach, it wasn't mandatory. Now, if you want to go as an English teacher, you should have 7.5 IELTS score. And if you want to go for a subject teacher, engineering or any other subject, IELTS 7 point. You should have. So therefore, learning the IELTS way of speaking is very important. Learning English with movies. This is one particular website. Will Smith, The Pursuit of Happiness. You might have seen that. Movies are one of the best ways to learn. And they analyze every dialogue and explain how, the language is used in the movies. Learn English with movies. That's the name of the website. Again, his videos are also good. aehelp.com. They are IELTS trainers and experts. aehelp.com. And in Kerala, many people are paying 19,000 to 22,000, I think, for coaching in IELTS exam. You don't need to pay anything. Just use your mobile for half an hour every day. Listening to this, you can close your eyes and go and write the exam and get passed. So reading and things like that. No need to waste money, because we are ignorant about these resources, free resources. Because we aren't using that, we end up paying so much money to the institutes. And I went to a few institutes in Chennai. Who is teaching there? Do you know? You'll be surprised. BSc Physics, BSc Chemistry. They have no knowledge about English, but they are trainers. They know the gimmicks in, coaching these people and collecting money. And do they really help you to pass? No. Your efforts, you want to go abroad, so you sit and work hard, you clear the exam, they get the money. Therefore, you can, by the time you finish graduation, you should be able to clear IELTS and get good score. Reading skills, this is the difference, Digital immigrants, digital natives. Few things I'll tell you. We were interested in reading books, but it is no more interesting to read books. And yesterday I introduced one book which was released in the conference, and that book was 392 pages. And I asked the author, next time you write 30 to 90 pages, don't, so that I can sit in some airports and read while waiting to board the flight. No, writing too much, who will read 369 pages today? And any story for that matter. There are many stories that are coming in on Facebook. Very romantic stories, somebody marrying a poor person, somebody rich marrying poor person. Suddenly, at the end, he becomes a very rich person. And, that's a good way of improving your language, actually. They are using very good vocabulary and things like that. Though it is, what do you call it? Paingri kadhagal, yeah. But, Enid Blyton, such writers are good to improve your knowledge. And the habits of people with the digital technology, they don't have the, what shall I say, eye span or, the concentration span. How many minutes you can listen to your teacher continuously? Don't answer me. You can answer me, not them. How many minutes you can continuously listen to a teacher? 20 minutes? Great. My Arab students, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. And they want to go back to WhatsApp. And if I ask them, what are you doing? Teacher, I am checking meaning, teacher. I am using dictionary, digital dictionary. I said, I know what the hell you are doing. So concentration is less. So you need not go for longer reading unless and otherwise you are really interested in reading novels or anything. I'll stop in 10 minutes. I understand your feeling. Right. So you have to, use. This is one of my student. What is he doing? Mountain Dew is a favorite drink of Arabs. He has put the straw to the drink. That ring is there. You open the ring, he is inserted lock, and he is drinking, and he is, multitasking. Our students are good at multitasking. If some students are using mobile phone, don't get worried. This is for teachers. They are listening to you. At the same time, they are doing something, answering. We don't have that kind of ability. But now I can do that. So have you seen me answering a WhatsApp message? I'm talking to you. Did anybody notice? Yeah, maybe very closely. I was also following many messages which is coming from my family, friends. But my, ability to speak or my communication doesn't get disturbed, isn't it? So I have also trained myself as an e-learning coordinator using technology there. I am trained to use it. So all our young children are good at that, multitasking, doing many things at a time. Otherwise, they cannot deliver food, Swiggy. They have to call from the person making order, find out the house, continuously speak, drive, heavy traffic. They are navigating all these things because of their multitasking abilities. So therefore, don't find fault with the students when they are, see, if you shout at a student any number of times, he is not going to learn. We have the quality of buffalo in us. If we want to, we will learn. Otherwise, we don't. So therefore, don't waste your energy on it. So benefits of reading from books and social media. There are specific benefits when you read books, specific benefits. See, when you are reading from social media, you become socially more aware. You know the problems in the world. You become a better global citizen because you understand and analyze the problems. Okay? Anything that is happening in the society. Even small issues are discussed for and against. That way, these are the things, community engagement, diverse content. In a book, you will get one content, isn't it? One theme and things like that. But in social media, you can watch a video about a particular thing, somebody negating something, somebody supporting something, all these things. Global connectivity and awareness of social issues. Engagement with multimedia and crowdsourced information. Do you know what is crowdsourced information? See, now we are getting Google Map. Do you think Sundar Pichai came to every village and took picture and uploaded? It is called crowdsourcing. People from every village uploaded the information. They collected and they are using. So this is another benefit we have. If you need something, for example, if you want to buy a good jacket, what do? You go around, you don't need to go. Just in your WhatsApp group, you tell, hey, hi guys, I want to buy a jacket. Could you tell me where we can get the best one for a cheaper rate? Within 5 minutes, you can make a decision and place an order or go and buy. So these crowdsourcing informations are very useful to us. So look at this, listen to me carefully. Learn all these essays by the time you finish first semester of your class. How to describe things, how to write a process essay, like how to make a cup of tea. Step by step, how will you explain? First, take a cup, a kettle. Second, pour some water. Boil the water, add a tea powder. So any instruction, how to give instruction. Causes and effects. What are the causes for pollution? What are the effects of pollution? What are the causes of students' suicide in India? I am going to complete another 20 years in Oman. I have not come across any suicide in the country. Here on a daily basis, I hear students killing themselves. So comparison, cause and effects analysis, comparison and contrast. Compare two books, compare two buses. Every day you are coming by bus, isn't it, some of you? So compare the route bus you are traveling. You are traveling two buses. What is the difference between both the buses? You know, your mind will bring you many interesting ideas about that particular thing you are going to analyze. Division and classification. This is one area very important for research scholars and all, you know, how you can divide the information you get. Division and classification. Could you please write a division and classification essay on the kinds of computers? Okay, first desktop, laptop, handheld computers like tabs, then mobile devices. So 4 categories you are able to divide. You will write 4 headings and you will explain each one. Finally, you can even write which one you do you like, why do you like. See, you are making a decision. So this is how you have to develop writing. Argumentative discussion. What do you think? Do you think what Israel is doing in Palestine, is it correct? No, if you say correct, you should justify that with points. If you say no, you have to justify why. So, division, argument, agree and disagree. So, do you agree with me or you disagree with me? You have to tell why do you agree with the arguments I presented before. If you have a counter argument, you should be able to present that also. I disagree. Definition. Defining this mobile phone. What is this? This is a mobile device. Then that is a meaning. Then extended definition. This is a mobile device which is used for communication purpose. What are the communication that are done using this? Then this device can be also used for entertainment. So extended definition. You are extending the function of this mobile. Step by step you are increasing the functions and explaining. Then definition and extended definition. If you learn to write all these things, definitely by the time you go to the second semester, I'll tell you, you will get excellent marks. You can perform very well in the exam. Who is going to teach you? You will teach. You will just type how to write a description essay in English. You will get excellent videos. There, again, when you watch the videos, you listen to English. You get the vocabulary. You understand the framework of the essay. Then you choose another. And these YouTube or other videos, if you use ChatGPT, you are excellent teacher in teaching essays. Could you give me 5 topics on writing comparison and contrast? It will immediately give you a topic from India related to you, that is known to you, because the AI can detect you are doing it from Irinjalakuda. Maybe situation specific topic it will give. Then take that, write it. Again upload into ChatGPT and ask, please correct my grammar, correct this thing. How can I improve this essay? It will give 2-3 pages explanation immediately. So self-learning, self-directed learning is very important. Okay, I'll stop here. And if you have any questions. You can not only ask questions, you can tell me whether you like my presentation so that I will get my ego a little bit bloated up.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving this beautiful lecture. So, actually, by hearing this, I have a doubt. Like, my question for you is, how can teachers help students from different language backgrounds improve their English skills in an inclusive way?
Yeah, this is a very interesting topic because, you know, like if I have 60 students, at least I can categorize into 12 different groups, 12 levels of understanding and things like that. See, what I do is that, you know, the beginning of the semester, I go to the class, I carry a piece of paper and they normally communicate in a good way in English because they are using it with foreigners. I give this a topic to them, explain, and I'll ask them to write a paragraph and collect the paper, go back to my office, and I read all the. We have less number of students, by the way, in the class, 25 to 30 maximum. I read all the 30 papers, then I'll make an assessment. Okay, divide. 5 categories are like this, 10 categories are like this, like this. Then I create graded materials. When I make worksheets also, difficulty level I change. At least 3 difficulty levels I will change, and I give the worksheets and explain to them. These people pick up. Second category I do is putting students in groups. Each group I used to give slow learners, 1 or 2 slow learners, one of the best students, and make them sit and write an essay together. They learn along with them. So it is first and foremost is the teacher understanding their students and their capabilities. If you take efforts to learn the capabilities, then it is easy to manage. That's it.
Thank you, sir. That was very informative.
Thank you. Anyone, boys? Feel free. If you don't want to speak in English, speak in Malayalam. I understand. Yeah, there is no language restriction. Switch off projector. You all have questions up to this, isn't it? Yeah, but it is not coming out. Did you all enjoy my lecture? Okay, tell me 5 things you learned from my lecture. Number 1, don't invite him again. Now you can continue with 2, 3, 4. Come on, tell me. I have been talking about communication for more than 2 hours.
Hi, sir. I have a question for you. So my question is that how can I improve my accent?
Okay, this is a good question. Why should you have an accent?
So that
What do you mean by accent? Is you want to speak like somebody British, American?
No, I want to speak in an accent which everyone can understand.
Yeah, it is not accent. It is mutually intelligible language. Accent is speaking that language in the native speaker standard style, with which they speak. Okay. Talking about accent is your accent is not good is a racism. And don't comment about like calling somebody by addressing by the caste. Your accent, if you quote that, it is a kind of racist comment, and you are not supposed to do it. I understand accent means what you are talking is in a good way of speaking that language. Now see, there is no accent. I have been working with people from 35 different countries. They all speak English as they speak in their own country. Today in call centers, when you go and sit there and if you are working for a particular bank call center, you will get customers from different parts of the world. And you should be able to understand whatever they speak, and you should be able to communicate with them in such a way that whatever you speak or whatever instruction you are giving, they should be able to understand. Clear? So that's why it is called mutually intelligible language. What I speak, you should understand. What you speak, I should understand. If you are going to an Arab country, whatever you speak, he should be able to understand. And like Africans, all people don't speak with a British accent or anything. All the more because of the internet today, that, like there was a time in 80s, 90s, they used to say that you must speak RP English. That is the English spoken in the British Broadcasting Corporation. You see BBC News, no? If you speak that English, then only your English is good. But after the internet era came with internet and communication technology, that is neutralized. You can have your own accent, whatever way you speak. But what is more important is pronouncing the words in a correct way for that person to understand. At least 80% accuracy. Right.
Thank you, sir.
Are you going to ask questions or are you going to invite me for lunch?
Hi, sir. Myself Aditya. I have a question regarding question. I need a follow-up of this. Why Indian accent is considered as low accent? Because I have gone through a video of an interview of two Bollywood actors where one is mocking the other of her Indian because of her Indian accent. I need to know what is the reason of that considering Indian accent as a low.
To my knowledge, if somebody is mostly Indians consider this as a substandard accent, others don't. One incident I tell you, when I went to Oman, that year I had 35 Canadian teachers and I had to coordinate a course with them. So I started, following their accent, trying to imitate them. They said, you speak awkward English. You speak Indian English, that is good enough, we understand. You get it?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah. And if somebody, I'll tell you this in another way. If a German comes and speaks to you in Malayalam, there will be always that difference. I feel you, however, you try and practice, and very rarely people like Shashi Tharoor and some people can succeed in having, because he was educated there. He had a lot of exposure, so there is no need to be worried about that. And our accent is not a substandard accent. Why? Because the whole world depends on us now for technology. So therefore, no. But only we have the prejudice. This prejudice is created, why? There is a politics behind it. If they encourage everybody to speak the way they speak, people who are economically affluent, people who are caste-wise affluent in this country, have a competition from people from lower economic status and lower categories of people. You understand? It's a wider politics where denying access to these people by saying that, oh, if you don't study in a particular school, if you don't speak this kind of language.
State students has been criticized for this.
Yeah.
I has also been studied in a state school. We are compared to CBSE school students for being and talking in a beautiful English. So that's why I asked that question.
Yeah, they can talk very ordinary things in conversation. I went there, I had this. I asked them, give them a topic and ask them to speak about that for 5 minutes. If they do that, they have good language, they have good vocabulary, they have the ability to speak, communicate better. So there is, these prejudices are there, this is one way of not allowing socially backward, underprivileged people accessing privilege. You get it, no? This is one way. Your accent is not good. When you go for recruitment also. Many movies have come, from Tamil Nadu. I have seen some movies. A fellow from rural area, he goes to the IT industry, he works, and they mock at him in the beginning. And finally, he wins the best project. So these kind of things are done particularly to suppress and oppress people coming up from backward societies and socially underprivileged societies to come up. So you have to understand, just ignore. And well, someone is waiting for, yeah. After the question, I answer the question, it is your responsibility to give me biryani. Yeah, because.
Hi, sir. So imagine a scenario where you're very much fluent in English, but the lack of confidence stops you from speaking. So how can we earn the confidence to speak?
One way is you have a single room for yourself?
I share one with my brother.
Brother, kick him out every day, 30 minutes, stand before the mirror and talk. And over time, you become very confident. So that's the only way, practice more. And the more, I had an experience. After finishing my MPhil, I joined as a junior lecturer in the same college. And there was one father principal, he's his father Matthew J. Mulel. He's a Keralite but worked in Loyola College and all. Whenever people go to him, people will shiver. And one day I went there and I know he's from Kerala. I started speaking in Malayalam. He listened to me, everything, and he said, I don't understand anything. Go out of my office, practice what you want to tell me in English and come back. I was already a lecturer. Then I went to the office backward and wrote it in a paper, mugged up 3 times. Then recited what I wrote and mugged up. He said, if you are struggling to speak to me for 2 minutes, what will you teach in the class? I was about to lose my job, isn't it? So therefore, practice. So what he is insisting is that go rehearse before going to meet a person. Imagine what kind of conversation you are going to have with that person, what that person will ask. Get ready yourself. Practice many times. Practice, practice, practice. That's the only secret behind it. Like I said, you read all the time. You listen all the time. You practice all the time. I don't think you lack confidence the way you stand and you speak. Thank you.
Sir. Thank you, sir, for the informative session. Now, I request some of the participants to come forward and share the feedback.
Hello, sir. Myself, Gayatri. First of all, sir, you are a fabulous lecturer with a profound knowledge. It was a very informative seminar for us and it provided very valuable information. It was really, really helpful. We really enjoyed a lot. And honestly, I found it to be the most engaging lecture I have had the pleasure of listening to. So thank you so much for this, sir. And I would also like to say thank you to all the coordinators who arranged this wonderful seminar for us. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone present here. I am Niranjan from first year English and History double major. Today we listen to a wonderful section by Dr. Justin James. He talked about the importance of enhancing English communicative competency and essential 21st century skills. I thank Justin sir for this informative workshop and for sharing his life experiences. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everybody. Over the past number of hours, we have delved into a diverse array of topics, engaged in dynamic discussions, and participated in interactive sessions that have broadened our horizons. Now, it's time to wrap the curtain of our workshop.
The workshop's success is a testament to the dedication and handwork of numerous individuals. Our speakers have shared their expertise, our faculty have guided us with enthusiasm, and each participant has contributed their unique.
We hope you leave with a renewed inspiration and a wealth of new idea. Thank you all for being a part of this transformative experience. Thank you.